Time to wake up with a nice cup of morning roast.
Oh, yeah.
Featuring Bonte Hill and Joe Shesky.
And well, I'm about that action, boss.
Take him out! This is the morning roast on 95.7 The Game.
Brendan Stokely joined as Steiny and Guru.
You see that?
He had to guess. Would Steiny know what position he played? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Let's take people behind the scenes. Oh, baby, number one.
Oh, baby. Hey, oh, baby.
I'll let
good
you
morning.
set it up, and then we'll go.
Oh, baby. Good morning to everybody out there. Getting after graveyard shifts. No rain this morning. So hopefully everybody is driving safe. If you're at work, good morning to you. If you're getting ready for work, good morning. Good morning to everybody out there on the roadways listening to us on the morning hour. So good morning to YouTube, Twitch, and the Comcast Business Text line. We're going to start off with a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
We got Niners and Broncos.
Potpourri?
Yeah, a little potpourri, a little buffet of sports.
A miscellaneous grab bag?
There's a lot going on. There's a lot of, I don't want to say good news. So there's Brett Favre.
This guy, Brett Favre. I mean, go straight to hell, Brett Favre. Like, seriously. Yeah. You're stealing from the poor after taking PPP money?
Brett Favre. Number one.
How is he not the face of ESPN right now?
They made a big deal about Jameis Winston stealing crab legs, right? Where's Brett Favre news? Get this dude out of the paint.
I mean,
Robert Sarver.
This guy.
Phoenix Suns owner.
Oh, this guy.
It's going to be forced to sell.
Yeah.
But did you see his statement?
No, I didn't even see his statement. I could care less what he has to say.
Oh, his statement was so tough.
After hearing all the behind-the-scenes stuff of the things that he's done.
Listen to this. Listen to this. As a man of faith.
Oh, faith.
I believe in atonement and the path of forgiveness, said in a statement on Wednesday. I expected that the commissioner's one-year suspension would provide the time for me to focus, make amends, and remove my personal controversy from the teams that I and so many fans love. But in our current unforgiving climate, it has become painfully clear that is no longer possible. That whatever good I have done or could still do is outweighed by things I have said in the past. For those reasons, I am beginning the process of seeking buyers for the Suns and the Phoenix Mercury.
Bye-bye. So, it's funny, because I believe in forgiveness. You believe in forgiveness, correct?
In our current unforgiving climate is what Sarver said.
Wouldn't you agree? Fundamentally, you agree in forgiveness.
Yeah, no doubt.
But there are certain times where your body of work is so comprehensive that the consequences are such that you kind of lose the right or the privilege to own a team in what basically is a partnership, right? So if you own a team in the NBA, you're part of the greater partnership of the NBA, right? Yep. You don't just buy a standalone business. Everyone thinks it's like some standalone business. Yeah, yes, you own a business, but you also have to conduct yourself within the guidelines of the greater community of owners. Right? This is why, for example, Washington football has been so much maligned. The NFL's been trying to get rid of Daniel Snyder forever.
No doubt.
They've been trying to get...
And they are now. There's another report. People are like, if the NBA can get rid of Sarver, maybe the NFL could work on getting rid of Daniel Snyder, which is going to be a longer process.
It is.
Because the NFL is just... They're cut from a different cloth, if you know what I mean.
Well, and they've been trying to get rid of Mark Davis forever. Like, there are certain owners in certain sports where the collective is trying to get rid of him.
But Mark Davis is ethical. I mean, what has he done off the field?
No, this is...
They want to just get rid of him because he's broke.
That's it.
And
it's a good distinction.
His image. But that's not fair.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
Well,
Daniel Snyder's been a crook. He's been a pathological liar. He's been a misogynistic piece of crap, if you know what I mean. Mark Davis...
All true.
The worst thing Mark Davis does, all right, I get it. He took the team from Oakland. That's bad. Well, but there's a lot of owners who move their teams.
No doubt.
Or have moved their teams. And the worst thing is, he eats a P.F. Chang's and he gets a bowl cut.
No.
Whatever.
The bigger thing is it's not necessarily directed at Mark Davis. It's they would rather partner with someone who's got a higher profile.
Right.
Like, there's a reason that Bezos is sitting next to Goodell. They want Bezos money.
I like owners like that.
What?
Little mom and pop owner. You know what I'm saying? It's fine.
Well, I mean,
the Maras in New York.
Yeah, but the Maras never traded away Lawrence Taylor because they didn't have $70 million in a bank account ready to pay someone in escrow.
Hey, but you know what? It is what it is. They're in New York City. You're in Oakland, California. You can't even get a damn stadium.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Lippy Shaft gets a pass. The politics didn't do the Raiders any favors, but Spadoni, I know he had something to say.
Yeah, I actually have an audio version of the Robert Sarver apology if you guys want to listen to it.
Oh, I'd love to.
Boy.
If I have hurt anyone out there, I can't tell you how much I say from the bottom of my heart. I'm so very, very sorry. I pride myself and think of myself as a man of faith. As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be a home run. And so that'll make it a 4-0 ball game.
Oh, my God.
So real
Tom
quick.
Brenneman.
Yeah, Tom Brenneman there when he basically got eviscerated off the planet for
was his last
comments.
broadcast.
Exactly. It is wild to me how many people are doing crazy things in the public eye and think that they're never going to get in trouble. So Brett Favre basically stole money from the state of Mississippi. If you're just figuring this out, he's been stealing money from the state of Mississippi.
And don't mind you, right now, the city of Jackson, Mississippi, they can't even drink water. They can't even drink water.
He's as low of a human being as can be.
Brown stuff is coming out of the water faucets in Jackson, Mississippi.
The journalist
Think about that.
who broke this story had no idea really who Brett Favre was. She's not a sports fan. She doesn't know anything. And she went in trying to find out, why is Mississippi 50th in every single financial category? Why are they the #1 welfare state? She was talking about poverty. That was the whole idea, to try to uncover poverty. And while she was trying to uncover where all this money would go in poverty and try to pay welfare and things like that, boom, come to find out, Brett Favre and state officials, not only have they been texting transparently, they've been sending emails. It's all public record.
Well, Terrell Owens has been tweeting about it every single day, tagging Skip Bayless.
I love it.
Tagging Shetty Sharp, saying, you guys going to talk about this? Hey, you going to talk about this? Hey, what about Brett Favre? You guys going to talk about this? The golden child who was on ESPN all the time.
Oh, Brett Favre, think of how many, I'm going to retire, I'm not going to retire. And he survived multiple weird situations. The Jen Sturger.
Oh, yeah. The jet situation.
Yes.
Sending his private parts to her
How about him and
phone.
Shimura in a hot tub with the babysitter?
I know.
Well,
How
no
about
one ever
that?
brings that
And
up.
Mark Chmura is, let's not even bring that name up.
I mean-
if you want to know about Mark Chmura, just Google him and see all the disgusting acts he pulled off in his career. I mean, Brett Favre is a turd. Robert Sarver is a turd. And then we get to Ime Udoka.
I mean, I couldn't believe this.
So I went to sleep because Woj very vaguely tweeted Ime Udoka could be facing a lengthy suspension due to violations of team guidelines. And then I wake up in the morning, there's a tweet from Spadoni in our text thread, Shams Charania basically bodying Adrian Wojnarowski and basically like, oh, he was sleeping with the team employee. Basically, he's sleeping with a team employee. I'm paraphrasing here.
Yes.
I'm not tweet in front of me.
Yeah.
So Ime Udoka, who's been
The head coach of the
engaged to him,
Celtics.
head coach of the Boston Celtics and the Warriors, just beating the NBA Finals. A young,
And I was
up-and-coming
impressed with.
coach. Very impressed with him, although he got schooled by Kerr in the last 3 games of the series. Was basically dating Nia Long since 2011 or 2010.
Okay.
Married, and we all know who Nia Long is, an actress. Friday.
Look at your
Boys
face.
in the Hood. Fresh Prince of
You're
Bel-Air.
lighting up right now.
I
You're
love me some
blushing.
Nia- Listen, I'll tell you a quick story.
Bonte the blush.
Nia Long, I saw her at the finals.
Uh-huh.
I was walking by her with Bully and D right. I was like, Nia Long, the legend.
Oh,
She
you-
goes, oh, thanks, baby. That's so sweet. I wanted to get a picture. I was ready to fanboy out with Nia Long and post that picture, be like the legend Nia Long, just to make Anna Novikov jealous. Anyway,
Why would you do that?
because I'm a sick individual.
So let's make that happen.
I mean,
this year.
seriously, Betty Crocker over here trying to stir the pot in his own
exactly.
household.
But Ime Udoka is now in hot water, and I can't see any way he's going to be coaching the Boston Celtics ever again. Ever. Like,
So, okay, there's layers to this one, right?
well, we think it's layers.
No. What I'm saying is that everybody's going to instantly pivot to like, who cares if he has an affair with somebody inside the team facilities? Because you're going to hear that from a lot of people. Like, what's that show everybody likes? The Office.
Yeah, The Office.
Didn't 2 people in there have a consensual relationship and end up marrying each other and having a kid?
Was it Pam? Pam
I don't.
and,
I think it's a horrible show, so I wouldn't know.
It's okay. It's
yes,
okay.
yes, Pam, but they only kissed once, and then that was it.
Wait, who's the guy she was best friends with in
Jim
the office?
Halpert? Jim Halpert,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
Oh,
they're
I
married
thought-
in real life now?
No,
Oh, I thought they were married in the show.
yes, they do, but they never cheated, like really cheated on.
No,
one another.
but I'm saying having relations at work.
Oh, well, that's
Oh,
a
yeah.
show. That's a show.
Well, I'm just.
I thought it was real life. Come on. You led us all astray, Shasky.
And some people will tell you The Office is real life.
I'm not one of those people, but I'm sure they exist.
Good morning to Sam Levin,
Most
our producer.
overrated show of all time.
I would say that.
It's
I would
pretty
say that.
overrated.
The Office is okay.
But the
Office
point
is
that I'm
good.
getting at-
I tell you the most overrated show of all time.
What's that?
Friends.
Oh, well, that's just sucked. I don't even,
Friends
that's not even
is
on my
trash.
radar.
Horrible.
They're still making money off of
I
Friends. They
hate
got
that
tours
show.
going on.
I hate
Boomer
that
Floor's
show.
making money off of Friends.
Yeah. Every time he goes
Every
up,
time that song comes on, da-na-na-na, and then
It's
there'll
like,
be
no wonder
somebody.
you're batting 235.
So we were out in center field. Sam was with me, and like, there's always somebody who's like, "Oh, Friends, what a great walk-up song!" And I feel obligated to turn and say, "That's how Wilmer Flores learned English, watching Friends." Like, I feel obligated to tell the story of why it's Friends.
This is true. Wow, this Twitter account who just tweeted at us, Shasky.
Okay.
It's at SF Bay Drummer.
Okay.
But his name is Get Jimmy Off My Team. Get Jimmy G off my
that's-
team.
that's extreme.
SF Bay Drummer doesn't want Jimmy G on his team, but he just tweeted at us saying Udoka fumbled 2 trophies in one summer. So basically, Shams Charania, after Adrian Wojnarowski was being very vague and wouldn't tell us any details and had the NBA world guessing
You know
on
where
what
I'm at on
happened.
Woj. I'm out on
Shams
Woj.
Charania of The Athletic basically came in. Celtics coach Ime Udoka had an improper, intimate, and consensual relationship with a female member of the team staff. It's been deemed a violation of the franchise's code of conduct. Now, a lot of people are tweeting pictures of Celtic employees. That's not fair. These women don't
Yeah,
deserve that.
that's not fair at all.
That's corny.
Yeah.
That's corny. Don't do that.
Well, the internet is gone. It's gone way too far.
But a burner account discovered they basically broke the report. And Shams came over the top as Adrian Wojnarowski, for whatever reason, wanted to be vague. Was he protecting his NBA partners?
Huh.
Did he want to protect the product for ESPN? I have no idea.
Well, he's an agent of David Stern, so none of this surprises me.
Or, by the way, I want to get to Donaghy in just a
You
second.
finally watched it.
Yeah, I finally watched it. Anna and I both watched it.
Donaghy's like the seventh most felonious character in that doc.
I'll get to that in just a second.
Yes.
I'll get to the doc in just a second.
Because I want to talk about his
Yeah.
offshore
Yeah,
account that clearly David Stern set up for him.
I will get to that in just a second.
Yeah.
Ime Udoka's done, right? There's no way he's coaching the Celtics this year.
Okay, this might be unpopular. And I understand that there are ethics at work. I just don't care. That's me. Now, if there's
You don't care
rules.
that he's cheating and
Look, man, people and their relationships.
it's not a good look. You're one of
No, I agree. It's not a,
handful
good look.
of head
You're
coaches
you're
in
a
the
head
NBA.
coach. It's a terrible look.
the Boston Celtics.
But for me to
and
be
you're a black
outraged,
guy coaching the Boston Celtics at that
Bonte,
in that city.
for me to be outraged over someone in their relationships, it's a horrible look. It's against probably the bylines of the corporation. And believe me, I'm Mr. Corporate. You know, you always make fun of me when it comes to these things. There's rules.
You had a
There's
problem with
HR
Jimmy,
trainings.
You had a problem with Jimmy Garoppolo dating a porn star.
Yeah, no.
You had a problem with Trey
That's
Gillis
my
being-
quarterback.
Yeah,
this is
but
someone else's head coach.
so you don't care now.
I mean, it's just whatever to me.
That's not a good look.
Well,
That's not a good look.
I'm not triggered by it. I just don't want it to happen in our organizations. Just nobody doing
all right,
it to us.
If it happened to Steve Kerr.
Then we'd probably have some problems. But if Steve Kerr's got so much equity, I don't know how I would feel.
Oh, you
I'm being fair. Am I not being honest with myself?
Well, they do. It's kind of weird because
Are you
Jimmy-
outraged?
I just, it's a black woman. Nia Long's getting dragged on Twitter. It makes me
That
feel some
part
type
is
of
like
way.
on a human
You know
element.
what
I
I'm
feel
saying?
bad for everyone
They've got kids involved.
Yeah.
Family's going to be broken apart, possibly. Who
Yeah.
knows what happens?
Like,
Who
on
knows?
the human
And Ime
level-
Udoka is a black head coach who were like, this guy's
Oh, I thought he
gone
was
up the
good.
ladder. I thought he was really good.
I thought he was really good.
He's coaching the Boston Celtics. You know what I'm saying? And for that to happen, everybody's going to look at him differently now. Like, he can never get over this.
This feels-
it's wild to me.
This feels more scandalous than the whole Nick Young, D'Angelo Russell in the locker room thing.
Well, yeah, but
In terms of the internet having fun with it,
but
Bonte.
every time though, I see D'Angelo Russell, I think, man, this guy snitched and broke the bro code. He broke the bro code.
Is that what you think of when you see him?
Absolutely, all the time.
Really?
All
You
the
can't
time.
unsee it?
I can't unsee it.
So what about if Ime were to come back, would you, not unsee it, basically?
Yeah, it'd be tough to unsee it. I mean, look, how long was the relationship going on?
I don't know.
I mean, he's only been with the Celtics for what, one season?
From the Celtics POV, I totally understand why they are coming down as hard as they are because you have these in place for a reason. They're a corporation. They're a billion-dollar corporation. Right. Well, multiple
Somebody
billion-dollar.
leaked it on him. Somebody had to leak it.
Well,
we're days away from training camp.
Quite honestly, B, I mean, it's on him, right? I mean, if you are going to do those things, this is just in general. Let me just give you my life principle, B.
Yeah.
If you're going to cheat and you're already locked up in a relationship, just break the relationship
Yeah.
and go do what you want to
You're right.
do. Like I look, it's easy for me to say that. It's more difficult for others to kind of go through their life for whatever reasons. They might have their reasons. Just me, the way I look at life.
but
if you're so ready to go in another direction, then just
But listen,
do it.
on the pecking order.
Just divorce and go.
On the pecking order, Robert Sarver, he's getting out the paint. Disgusting human being.
Oh, agreed.
And the fact that he had the audacity to basically be like, this unforgiving culture. Dude, you're using the N-bombs.
B.
Draymond Green's using the N-bombs, and you're asking why you can't use an N-bomb.
But B, it was 20 years of negligence to the
Right.
people in that building. So he owns a bank,
Yeah.
Sarver. I don't know if
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know
yeah,
this.
yeah, I
He
know
owns
this.
a bank.
Yeah.
He brought his bank employees over to teach the people with the Phoenix Suns how to accept his criticism. Then when he would scream and yell, okay, they had like a videographer. She put together this crazy
Right.
video
Right.
for, the team. He turned and
Right.
chastised her in front of everyone, so she started to cry. You know what he said? Why are all the women crying around here? Why are they so soft?
Yeah,
What's
I
going
know.
on? I need to get my bank employees to come over here and teach these women how to toughen up.
Well, he's going to be gone now. And now it's time for you to toughen up, Robert Sarver.
And then he
'Cause
said
he's
to
still-
someone who was pregnant, I don't know how you can do your job moving
Right.
forward because babies need their moms, not their dads. Like
Right.
he was just
He's wild.
straight out of the 1950s.
He's wild.
Canceled.
I mean, Donald Sterling 2.0. Donald Sterling 2.0.
Donald's
And now you know
such
what?
a bad person.
And now you know what? He's going to have to sell his team. Bye-bye. Go get your billions, but bye-bye. Get out of the NBA. You don't need
Yeah.
people like that representing organizations. So then you get Sarver and then Brett Favre. I bet not ever see Brett Favre on another commercial.
so
I bet he
dumb.
bet not ever have another endorsement. Mississippi can't even drink freaking water. They can't even drink water. Not to mention Flint, Michigan's still struggling with water, which is sad. It's sad that we're in America and we're so quick to go help other countries, but yet we can't even help our own damn countries, our own states. People in Mississippi, Deion Sanders have bottles of water. It's like we can't even drink water
And meanwhile,
Think about that.
Meanwhile, we're building a facility for volleyball.
for volleyball
For
because
Brett
Brett Favre's daughter.
It's wild.
You know what?
I always hated
Maybe
Brett
I'm a little
Favre.
too hard.
No.
Somebody deserves jail time for this, and it's Mr. Brett Favre.
You think?
You need to be locked up. Swear to God, straight up. This is.
But
what he did was egregious. Like, and I'm looking at all these outlets, all these networks. Nobody wants to talk about it.
No, well, everyone's afraid to because he's their golden
But
child.
yeah, we talk about Jameis Winston and crab legs all the time. All right, let's get to Donahue real quick before we get the Niners. and
Oh, yeah,
Broncos.
please,
the
the
Donahue
Donahue.
doc.
Oh, it's so good.
So he comes from Pennsylvania, which that area. It makes sense. I know Spinotti.
Tiny
knows this.
little town in
It makes sense
Pennsylvania.
why Steiny loves referees so much.
Dude,
that was
okay.
a referee hotbed. That was crazy, right?
Bonte, how many white guys, black guys,
Right.
there's all coming
these
from this tiny little town.
That was the city's like. That was like, hey, we're gonna grow up to be. We're gonna grow up to be a referee.
and then, but Donahue's dad was a referee.
right, which is wild.
Oh,
Right?
and NCAA.
NCAA,
And you
yeah,
know
comes
he
from
was.
March Madness,
You know
yeah.
he was crooked as all hell.
Whoa.
All I kept thinking about was this small little town. How mob affiliated was
oh,
it?
big time mob affiliated. Big time.
All
So-
the characters were hilarious.
So Scott Foster, I don't think any differently of him.
yeah, because he's
He's always been like that. He's always been
Bonte,
shady.
You called that guy,
Yeah.
at least from what they found,
Right.
every single halftime for an entire year.
Scott Foster.
And then he goes, we were just talking about the, game strategies and stuff. Now, this is the flip phone era.
yeah, this flip flop.
Honestly, I just think that was something that's really hard to defend, and we felt like there was an advantage there. He's a big, strong guy. man.
Oh,
Oh,
I thought that was Donaghy.
Yeah,
That's
I thought
gotta
that
be
was
Chuck.
Donahue too.
He only wanted to chime in on it.
I thought that was Donahue. Scott Foster, I don't think any differently of him, although I don't think he should be able to referee another NBA game.
He
You just
has
gotta
to
wash your
go.
hands.
No, he has to
You
go.
have to wash your hands because this is going to get nasty.
Would you
this year.
agree when you looked at it and they were like, we found 52 different referees
Yeah.
of the 60 whatever
Oh.
were all involved in some way, form, or fashion with the gambling syndicate. They had a huge.
So-
they were going to put Donaghy under the wire, and they were going to have Donaghy be an undercover guy, and they were going to shred apart the NBA referee circuit. And Bonte, David Stern, I am convinced David Stern leaked it to the media
Oh,
and
there's
then
no
worked
doubt.
out a deal with the FBI so that the NBA could skirt. If you
Well, he
don't,
signed it. He signed a television deal too.
Yeah,
Remember they got
immediately.
the television
Yeah.
deal done.
if
so
you don't think Donaghy had an offshore account set up by David Stern,
he gave Donahue a pension. He gave him a pension. Donahue's rolling in money right now, still to this day.
and then
he's rolling in money.
How about the smirk he gave?
Oh, dude, Donahue. So Donahue, He knew, too, he's making so much money. Not only that, he got off with the jail time.
Oh, they said he only made, they said he bet on all those games and he only made 20 grand.
Yeah, that's a lie. That's a lie. That's an absolute lie. But David Stern, to me, he was the number one crook.
100%.
As much as he done for the NBA,
100%.
there's no doubt he helped fix games. He knew what was going on. His referees.
If you're a Kings fan,
come on, man.
If you're a Kings fan, you've got to be sick to your stomach. Spadoni, you're a Laker fan. Keep it real. I want you to keep it 100% real.
He's not going to do that with the Lakers.
There was just a lot of close calls that just went the Lakers' way.
Dude, I watched that game at Oracle Park at a club level.
Hey,
that game 6.
Here's the funniest part. When Donnie goes, I was the second best referee by the metrics.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that was wild.
They didn't say he was.
They all came. His boy Tommy, what was his name? Tommy? He had to change Smollett. They're fine. Dude, come on, man.
The amount of money that they were moving for the crime families.
For the John Gotti family.
And then how about the one guy like, I wasn't a mob member, but I sat down, I ate
with them. What's going on with the game sponsored by the San Diego Tourism Authority? David Stern's the biggest crook
of all time.
He needs to be rotting in hell.
Right?
He needs to be rotting in hell.
He 100% stomped that out.
They leaked it, and he got on top of that.
Did you hear about the new movie that's coming out?
No.
The Longest Yard Part 3 starring Brett Favre.
That's according to the 831.
From the 831.
Longest Yard Part 3. Yeah. Dress code David Stern. That's right. Dress code David Stern. That crook. When you're happy, you know it in San Diego. There's no limit to how you can show it. Endless sunshine, coastline, and outdoor adventures inspire ways of feel good vibes. Plan your trip today at sandiego.org.
Chelsea Messenger helping you beat the books. The Cleveland Browns host the Pittsburgh Steelers on Thursday Night Football. The Browns are favored by 4.5 points, but get this. Under head coach Mike Tomlin, the Steelers are 46-23-3 against the spread as underdogs. That's good for a 67% clip. Consider the points with the Steelers. Helping you beat the books, I'm Chelsea Messenger.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami, Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with experienced branch staff at over 250 locations so you get the product you're looking for. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, Becky, what about this beat for your next song?
It's cool, but I'm into faster stuff lately. Like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
Got it. What about this then?
It sounds powerful, just like Xfinity. Because its supersonic Wi-Fi has 3 times the bandwidth, you can connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's what I call power.
Unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Made to do anything so you can do anything.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box. All for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to Xfinity.com/gig, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New Gigabit Extra internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes wireless usage. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity gateway.
Is there a calculator that can't compute in your kitchen drawer? Recycle it at Staples. A shredder that won't shred under your bed? Or a collection of cables cluttering up your closet? Recycle them now at Staples. With Staples Free Tech Takeback, we'll recycle your old tech free. Plus, rewards members get $5 back in rewards. So if you have modems, mice, and mobile phones making a mess of your home, recycle them now at Staples. Limit 1 reward per month. Redeemable in-store only. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/recycling for details.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
If you own a business, this has been a bumpy ride. From pandemic to inflation, I'm sure you could use a break. If your business has 5 or more employees and survived COVID, you might be eligible to receive a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. The challenge is getting your hands on it. Hi, I'm Howard Mackler, and that's why I founded GetRefunds.com to cut through the red tape and get you the money. The team of tax attorneys we have put together are highly trained in this little-known payroll tax refund program. We do all the work, charge not a dime up front, and simply share a percentage of the cash that we get for you. Businesses of all types can qualify, including those that took PPP, nonprofits, and even those that had increases in sales. We have helped return over $1 billion to businesses, and we can help you too. Just go to getrefunds.com/sports, click on Qualify Me, and answer a few questions. This payroll tax refund is only available for a limited period of time. Don't lose out on up to $26,000 per employee. Go to getrefunds.com/sports. That's getrefunds.com/sports.
Have you considered walking through another door? I don't mean to pursue another opportunity, but upgrading a door in your home. Now, if you are in fact looking for another opportunity, Golden State Window and Door can provide you with plenty. You can create renewed function and design for use indoors and out. You'll find modern options like Marvin's Elevate In-Swing French Door, Barn Doors by Trustile, or Anderson Big Doors that welcome in natural light. Golden State Window and Door features a variety of materials, sizes, and glass options. You can get inspired by the many possibilities when you visit GoldenStateLumber.com. Click on Virtual Tours, and you'll discover beautifully planned displays of doors and windows of all kinds that will spark your imagination. Then, talk with our builder or designer to see what might be a good fit for your home. Serving the Bay Area for 3 generations. Golden State. When you succeed, we succeed.
I did a site visit and the space is absolutely incredible.
Este's Reiki Clinic is opening another studio across town.
But there's a lot to wrap up.
But staffing an entire office requires more than just deep breathing.
Receptionist and at least 4 new practitioners.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Dancing crew, trip for 2, nailed the final interview. Game with Doug, brand new mug. Come here, kid, give me a hug. The more you want to do, the more we want to do. Boosters designed for COVID-19 variants are now available. If you've had your primary series, schedule an updated COVID-19 booster appointment as soon as you're eligible. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
Kevin Hart's Reality Check Tour is coming to Chase Center on October 1st. And 95.7 The Game has your tickets. Listen to Willard and Debs all this week around 10:30 for your chance to win.
Now, back to the Morning Roast with Bonte and Shasky.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. I'm going to give Spadoni a pass. What is this, Journey or something? Maroon 5?
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Red Hot Chili Peppers? Oh, I didn't know that.
Hey, Bonte.
I didn't know that.
Havertown, Pennsylvania. I want you to listen to some of these referees. Rush O'Donnell, Earl Strom, Joey Crawford, Joe Gushu, Jack Madden, Steve Javie, Ed Malloy. Hit me. Hit me. Hit me. Oh, my bad. Duke Callahan, Mark Wunderlich, Ed Middleton, Tim Donaghy. I mean, they're Ed Malloy. Dude,
go Ed Malloy!
I am blown away how many referees come from this town. You don't think that there's something going on?
Oh, big time.
And if you didn't
now,
see
is Donaghy still with his wife, or did they?
No, they separated.
They separated.
They
She
separated.
Had to,
he's living in Florida and he's doing real estate.
Real estate, yeah, he's doing real estate. But he started. Did you see his early YouTube videos talking about calls and everything?
And he was right on everything.
Dude, he was right on
making
everything.
a killing. So if you haven't seen it, there's a Tim Donaghy doc on Netflix.
The same series with Manti Te'o, excuse me. Untold Stories. What is it called? Operation Flagrant Foul or something like that?
Yeah, that was what the FBI called it when they were looking to investigate them.
By the way, the FBI agent.
Oh, that guy's so crooked.
How about David Stern saying, would you like to come work for the NBA?
And then the guy gives the slyest look of all times, like, yeah, it didn't work at that time. But eventually he would go and work for the NBA.
Did he really go work for the NBA?
as a retired FBI agent. And he tried to play it off like, I had already retired.
Oh my God!
He did freelance work for them.
I didn't. Oh my God!
If you don't think David Stern is the biggest of the mobsters,
the Gotti family,
no, the Bonanno, all the different families that are out there, the David Stern crime family is the biggest.
Donahue Scotty Report was so good on these games.
Oh, there's a spot where Allen Iverson. Okay, as we're just having fun this morning. There's a lot of felonious, scandalous things happening in society.
Ime Udoka, Robert Sarver. Robert Sarver's number 1. Brett Favre's 1A.
Yeah,
I mean 1A, 1B.
Yes,
Sarver's 1A. Favre is 1B.
And then you got Tim Donaghy, Doc, that Fonte finally watched. And it's just incredible as we're getting ready for Media Day for the Warriors. And we're going to get into the Niners. If you're a Niner fan, we're going to get into them.
We are. And by the way, I just saw somebody tweet or actually comment on YouTube.
What'd they say?
Good morning to YouTube. My family, these guys have over 10,000 subscribers. Congrats. You know what? Congrats to everybody out there on YouTube subscribing to 95.7 Game. We really, really appreciate it. And by the way, we got big news at the station.
What's that?
The station. And the Golden State Warriors decided to renew their partnership.
Oh, yeah.
We had the Golden State Warriors back for another 3 years. Yeah. Let's go. You're home with the Golden State Warriors. Let's go.
Yeah,
and we're airing the game next Friday, 3 a.m. Live from Japan, baby. Little Warriors basketball. Right before the morning roast, you talk about it.
Are you working a night TV show or what's going on?
We're not doing any TV show, but your boy may be up at 3 in the morning. Maybe I'll go to bed at like 7 o'clock or something. Who plays next Thursday nights? Find that out for me, Spinoni. Maybe I'll go to bed early. No. I know they play the Wizards. Say next Thursday night football.
Oh, God.
Yeah. You
know
know
who plays,
stuff.
You know who plays tonight.
Yeah, the Browns and the Steelers.
Trubisky and Brissett.
We'll get to that in a second. But the Tim Donaghy doc, at one point in the doc, they're talking about Allen Iverson and how one of the referees had a total beef with Allen Iverson and that the entire crew was going to call palming on Allen Iverson. And so Donaghy's like, well, I knew this information. And so we bet the under and we bet against the Denver Nuggets. It was just incredible. Yeah.
By the way, Miami and Cincinnati next Thursday night. So your boy may not be going to bed early. Fins up.
The one that got away, Mike McDaniels?
Fins up. Waddle Dance. Remember, who was that yesterday said, I couldn't do the Waddle Dance?
Everyone.
I'm going to do the Waddle Dance. You see the old people in the bleachers doing the Waddle Dance? Everybody's doing the Waddle Dance.
Yeah, it's a great dance.
They got the Bills this week, by the way. That's the game of the week.
Once Gesicki hit the old man Gritty, I knew the Gritty had jumped the shark.
Yeah, the Gritty's done.
It's all right. The San Francisco Giants will start doing it 6 years from now.
Beat me by 1 second on that one.
Did I?
Hey, some of you guys
I
out
was
there
just about to get in there. You beat me by 1 second.
Hey, you guys better be careful on the Comcast business text line.
Why?
I don't like some of the texts that's coming my way. Be careful. You get blocked. Stop it.
So what's going on as we're going to close the book on scandalous people and we're going to get into it. I got a little Giants thought, we got a lot of Niner stuff. What's happening with Adam Levine?
I just found out who Adam Levine was yesterday.
Who is he?
So he's the lead singer of Maroon 5.
Oh, your favorite band.
He's married to a Victoria's Secret model. Thanks, Lubman, for the laugh in the background.
I didn't know who he was until yesterday, until Anna said something.
It's the talk of the pop culture town right now, if you will. He cheated on his Victoria's Secret model wife. And there's a bunch of messages that are taken. His move was, hey, he slid in the DMs, and he does it with multiple women. Yeah. Hey, you're so hot. Wow, you're even hotter in person. And people are making a bunch of memes out of it, all this sort of stuff.
I did see that.
So, there's a bunch of screenshots.
So it said Adam Levine. It was like, Adam Levine, I love your body. And it was James Harden at the strip club when he was overweight.
It's pretty wild. He was going to name his daughter that he had with his current wife after the mistress.
No.
So he texted
He's
the mistress like,
person.
hey, would you mind if I named my kid after you? And then everything blew up. Pretty wild.
So all these people then finally are shedding the DMs to the light.
You want to think
is that what's going on?
Yeah, you want to think of another shadiness? Howard Beck covers the NBA.
Yeah.
What is he? Who is he with now? He used to be with Bleacher Report.
Sports Illustrated?
Yeah, Sports Illustrated. There you go. Programming note, NBA head of officiating Monty McCutcheon is making his annual visit to the crossover pod. Got referee rules, questions? Hit me here by 11 a.m. and I might use yours on the pod. Would not want to be a referee. Scott Foster can't referee this year. Come on, man. Adam Silver, you can't watch this.
The irony of this is that when the playoffs were happening, the fact that we would break down who the officials were better than we break down offensive line play in a Super Bowl?
I know. How crazy was that?
For just a regular playoff game.
Dude,
it's the most incredible thing of all time. And the funny thing is yes, Ed Malloy, I've been saying for years Ed Malloy stinks. The worst is when you watch the official from like way out of the picture make a call on the other side, and he's like, what? And he's like, he saw the whole thing, and it's such a bad call.
Dude.
We knew this. We did. We all knew this.
How about Tony Brothers being in that picture with all the referees, how they're partying and playing cards? Tony Brothers, you know what his nickname is in the NBA circles?
No.
They call him Catfish. They call him Catfish. One, he looks like a catfish.
Okay.
But two, he likes to dupe a lot of players. Hey, man, how you doing? How's the family? Blah, blah, blah. 2 minutes into the game. I'm going to call this foul on you. Tony, what are you looking at? You know how many times I've seen Tony Brothers ruin a basketball game? Which is why I will never, ever bet on the NBA ever again.
I love how Donaghy starts it off like, we all idolized Joey Crawford, who was an egomaniac.
Who once ejected Tim Duncan for clapping on the bench and threw him out of a game. And then Joey Crawford got suspended. David Stern was like, all right, that's enough, Joey. Just relax. Relax, Joey.
Hey,
David Stern is the biggest crook of them all.
What's that rap label that's going through this huge RICO act right now, the RICO charge?
With
Future in them?
Yeah, not Future, but is it...
who is it?
Young Thug.
It's an
Young
Atlanta.
Thug.
It's an Atlanta
Young
group,
Thug,
right?
yes,
Okay,
Atlanta.
so it's Young Thug.
Yeah,
Apologies.
yeah.
For some reason, I confused it with Future. Or I guess Future sold his whole catalog lately. Something like that.
So they all sound alike.
How come we can RICO charge them and we can't RICO charge the referees?
Right, so how come
if you don't think the NBA referees were involved in more money than whatever, I know there were murders and things. I'm not trying to downplay the RICO thing with Young Thug.
The Gotti family.
But that's what I'm saying.
And they were making millions off of NBA games.
Okay.
Is it worse than the point shaving incident in Arizona State?
What? The point shaving thing was a couple of guys, a couple of poor kids.
But Vegas is like, this point spread dropped from 12 points to 3. We're like, whoa, what's up with this line movement?
Well, and you know who was on that team?
Dwayne Fontana, Ridden High School.
A legend.
He was at the Bears game.
Absolute
Buck hit me up
legend.
there all together at the Bears game.
He was one of the sauciest players I've ever seen in city
man.
history.
So getting back to the Niners, where's Danny Gray at? I'm not sure we're going to know who Danny Gray is this year.
Okay, so you're with me. Ed Malloy, Scott Foster,
Yeah,
get out of here.
Get out of here.
Right?
Brett Favre,
get out of here.
Robert Sarver,
get out of here.
We'll wait on Ime Udoka.
Adam Levine,
get out of here. Ime Udoka. Boy, you was so hot water, buddy. You may be in more trouble with Nia Long than the NBA and the Boston Celtics. Who knows, man?
Oh, it's called YSL, Young Thug and Gunna, YSL.
Yeah, YSL. We knew somebody would say something about. They all knew about that. The RICO Act, YSL.
Am I off on that? Like, I'm not trying to dismiss what they've done. I'm just saying, like, we put
David
together
Stern
this
is the biggest crook
of all time.
Of all time. David Stern is.
I am now. Everyone, the frozen
I told
envelope.
Anna how the frozen envelope in
It's
New York
true.
City. Oh, it's very
Yeah,
true.
I believe it
Yeah,
now.
no, I've been believing Patrick Ewing. He fixed the LeBron James draft lottery.
And
LeBron James from Akron, Ohio, Cleveland got the number 1 pick.
Look, let's talk on the other side.
All right. That's what's coming up. Sponsored by Fremont Bank. Full service banking, no compromises.
T-Mobile believes customers deserve to get more without paying more. Everything from entertainment benefits like Netflix on Us to travel benefits to Scam Shield protection, all with taxes and fees included. So the price you see is the price you pay. When you're a T-Mobile customer, you get over $225 in value every month in benefits with our Max Family Plan.
That's like paying for nosebleed seats and getting to sit in the front row.
That's right. At T-Mobile, your family gets over $225 worth of value and benefits with our Max Plan each and every month. Plus, with our Price Lock Guarantee, we won't raise your rate plan price for talk, text, and data ever.
That's like paying for a cab and getting a stretch limo.
At T-Mobile, you get value beyond the expected.
Qualifying service required. Value based on included monthly benefits. Sales tax and regulatory fees included in Max's monthly price. Price Lock guarantees rate price of talk, text, and data for new accounts with qualifying service. Exclusions apply. See details at T-Mobile.com.
The gamer, the call maker, the experience chaser. What if you could be everything all at once? Galaxy Z Fold 4 is powered by the Snapdragon processor for world-class performance and lightning-fast speed to turbocharge your multitasking. How about an expansive edge-to-edge screen for immersive gaming, hands-free video calls with flex mode, and multi-window view to use up to 3 apps at the same time? With Galaxy Z Fold 4, do more with ease and make multitasking a breeze. Available now at Samsung.com.
Elise and Carl's Bakery needed a small business loan fast, but instead of going to On Deck, Carl called
Lone Falcon!
Really? Carl?
There's a better way to get a fast small business loan. Go to OnDeck.com. And if approved, get your loan as soon as the same day. Your loan is on deck. Depending on certain loan attributes, your business loan may be issued by OnDeck or Celtic Bank, a Utah Chartered Industrial Bank member FDIC. Limited eligibility for same-day funding. OnDeck does not lend in every state. All loans subject to lender approval.
You can count on Big O Tires for great service and even better deals on name brand tires. Now through October 9th, save up to $100 instantly on select Bridgestone and Firestone tires with installation purchase. See your locally owned Big O Tire store for offer details.
Kirby is your driveway mechanic. They bring the shop to you with brake replacements, oil changes, washes, and so much more. Get $50 off your first oil change with code OIL50 at Kirby.com. That's CURBEE.com and use code OIL50.
Did you know System Pavers has been designing and installing outdoor living systems for 30 years? Since 1992, we've helped more than 80,000 homeowners transform the way they enjoy their outdoors, and they've been happily talking about their remodels ever since.
If I would have known how quick and easy replacing our crumbly old driveway was going to be, I would have contacted System Pavers years ago.
We had a small issue with our outdoor kitchen, and System Pavers went above and beyond to make it right. Excellent service.
I'm Larry Green of System Pavers, and nothing makes my day more than hearing how the quality, beauty, and durability of our work has helped thousands of families make the most of their outdoor spaces.
For a limited time, you can take advantage of special financing and save 10% on an outdoor transformation that'll get people talking too. Call System Pavers at 800-PAVE-004 or visit systempavers.com today.
All orders must be placed by September 30th. See website for offer details. Financing subject to credit approval. Contractor's license 661575.
Visit Friedman's Appliance in Pleasant Hill September 23rd through September 25th for their fall clearance sale event and take advantage of one-of-a-kind opportunities. Visit Friedman's Appliance Fall Clearance Sale event for the best time to save on new appliances for your home.
Gorgeous gaming, stunning streams, unbelievable bandwidth. It's another Lifestyles of Gagillionaires. Meet the AT&T Fiber customers winning at life with hyper-gig speeds. Meet Gagillionaire Terry. While his love of streaming horror movies has him constantly on the edge of his seat, his internet bill won't give him a scare.
Oh, don't go in there. I'm telling you.
Because since Terry upgraded to AT&T Fiber with hyper-gig speeds, he doesn't worry about data caps or equipment fees.
Come on, man. The door's open for a reason.
And best yet, he also doesn't stress about a price increase at 12 months, because with the amazing Gagillionaire lifestyle comes an exquisite sense of tranquility. Most of the time. Live like a Gagillionaire. Get straightforward pricing with AT&T Fiber. Internet that upgrades everything. No data caps, no equipment fees, and no price increase at 12 months.
Limited availability in select areas. Visit att.com/hypergig for details.
Today's Throwback Thought is brought to you by Kentucky Fried Chicken. Let's take some callers. Tony from Houston. Any throwbacks for us?
Yeah, hi. I remember when you could get a whole meal for just $6. But now?
You still can with KFC's 2-piece drum and thigh combo. Crispy chicken, mashed potatoes, a biscuit, and a drink for just $6.
Is this an ad?
Thanks, Tony. Order KFC's 2-piece drum and thigh combo on the KFC app for just $6. That's finger licking good. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Tax extra.
When Big Mobile charges you an arm and a leg, they're taking your money and your power. And your arm and leg. Boost Mobile gives your power back with an unlimited plan for $25 a month on one of America's largest 5G networks. We can't give you back your arm and your leg because we're not qualified surgeons. Unless you're an iguana who can grow limbs back. Switch to Boost and get an unlimited plan for $25 a month. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power. New customers only. One line, $25 per month with autopay. Additional restrictions apply. See boostmobile.com for details.
Hey, it's Boomer Esiason, and we all know the game isn't over till it's over. So next time you need parts for your car, don't call it quits. Go to eBay Motors. They have 122 million parts to take your car into overtime. Get the right parts at the right prices. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride.
Breaking news on 95.7 The Game is brought to you by Beat the Street. For tips to win a $5.6 million prize. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Oh my God.
Now, back to the morning roast with Bonte and Shasky.
This is Maroon 5.
Certainly is.
Sweet Home Alabama.
Sweet Home Alabama. Wait, that's Skinner. That's the Skinner guy.
Yeah.
All right.
Chose a beat that you might like from
Skinner
them.
guy. I love how that's the Skinner guy.
I mean,
all right. So give me a minute. Can you give me a minute?
All right, let me let everybody know the segment. Or the last segment was brought to you by Golden State Lumber. Lumber and building materials actually serving the Bay Area for 3 generations. When you succeed, we succeed. Visit GoldenStateLumber.com. When Golden State Lumber going to pay me, I read this damn thing every damn day. Can I get some wood?
Have you seen my fence up at my house?
Which house?
The one up at the river.
I haven't been up there. I've never been invited.
My buddy Alex built probably the most beautiful cedar fence ever, and I want to thank Carrie and everybody at Golden State Lumber. They delivered it right to the house, and we just got it all stained. Bonte, I'll do a video this weekend.
I haven't been invited. I don't want to see your video. I haven't been invited up there, so I don't want to see it. I'll just skip through your story. Double tap. Ba-ba.
Okay.
You know how you do it? Double tap. Ba-ba.
Well, it's not like it's concert footage. All right, I want you to give me 1 minute on the Giants, and then we'll get back into the Niners.
All right. Giants won again yesterday, right?
Yeah, and there was lots of outrage about Logan Webb getting yanked out of that game.
Well, I saw Mark Willard's tweet. I was like, why did he care if Logan Webb pitched 66 innings and he got pulled? Should be lucky Logan Webb's pitching at this point.
Well, he's
shut him down. What
career high in innings pitched for him. And if you've watched Logan Webb very thoroughly over the last 2 months, and I've been saying this to Lubman, I'm worried about Logan Webb as we get toward the end of the year. When you start to get really tired, you lose velocity, you lose a lot of spin
and he got
on that fastball.
He got hit hard last Friday against the Dodgers.
Well, look, he has kind of been spotty the last couple of months, right? Yeah. He's had some good performances, some bad ones.
Numbers still look great, though.
He's a good player. But if you were just asking me raw stuff, his raw stuff over the last 6 weeks or so hasn't been as good as it was earlier in the year. But this is where I'm going with this. When you have certain assets and you're not going to compete for a championship or even a playoff spot, you need to be smart with said assets. Of this team, you got Doval and Logan Webb, and everybody else not really in the long-term plans.
Rodon, is it?
Well, I mean, I want Rodon.
Let's speed it up with the Giants. I want to talk Niners and
The
Broncos.
point that I'm getting at is, why are we being outraged?
Yeah, I know.
There was a rain delay. He threw a bunch of pitches before.
Right.
Then there's the rain delay. Then he goes back out there.
The only one who's outraged is Mark Willard.
Well, I have no problem with them being cautious with one of the few assets that they have in their organization. You got to be delicate with these arms.
I mean, it's like Stephen A. Smith always says, I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Bitch his ass. Logan Webb shouldn't pitch another pitch. Season's done.
Well, he wants to, for his arbitration case, he wants to be able to hit certain benchmarks.
Innings,
I
get it. All right.
Look, but it's neither here nor there. I'm defending Kapler, and I know people want to crush Kapler at every turn. He did the right thing by the kid and by the organization. I'm done.
My family, there's 2 things. When does the Warriors pre- and post-game gig begin? October 18th, when the Warriors host the LA Fakers on Ring Night, baby. Ring Night, we get to see LeBron James' new ball head. He's gonna wear. I've been saying he should go ball head with the headband. But the Lakers are in town with Pat Bev, Russell Westbrook, Dennis Schroeder, Anthony Davis. Ring Night, October 18th. Warriors pre- and post-game show will be back. We cannot wait. Also, my family, who cares about the Giants? Shasky, save it for your Garlic Fries and Baseball Guys podcast. You guys had Dave Fleming on.
Yeah, we did. It was good. You should check it out. The episode dropped this morning, so if you want baseball talk, you can go there. It's also on 95.7 The Game's YouTube page.
There you go. You could be outraged there.
Well, no one's outraged.
Well, Mark Willard is.
Before we continue,
I want to know why he's pulled after 66 pitches. Mark Willard is 66 pitches too much.
All right. Last thing. They did a Zoom call yesterday announcing Buster Posey to be the part of the ownership group. Now, he's a very small percentage. We don't even know what the exact number is. He says he used his own money to buy into the group. So I don't know.
How much was it?
He wouldn't disclose the numbers, okay? Which is probably the smartest thing to do. To me, like Mark was saying yesterday, I'm in total agreement with him. He is, whatever you want to put it, a face like Magic Johnson is, where he's not a real, true, equitable partner, but he's in the mix somewhere. And really, what he is he's going to be a steward who maybe, let's say, there's a free agent on the
he's
fence.
Going to host them.
Yeah, let's say they want some player perspective.
Well, you know what?
In the ownership group,
I'm worried about him being a closer.
Why?
He couldn't close John Lester.
Well, he said that, actually. He referenced how he didn't do a good job recruiting in the past. But I do think, Bonte, if you look at the ownership and player divide, there's a huge Grand Canyon gap between the two.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad thing at all for Buster to be involved in some capacity. I don't believe he's going to have this massive impact or this means anything. It's a sign of goodwill, and we all agree Buster's got a baseball mind, and it's a smart move. The bigger point is not Buster. I watched Greg Johnson, who's kind of the new face of the Giants board. There's 5 people on the board. The new 6th person on the board is Buster Posey. They created a role for him. 5 people on the board. Greg Johnson's Zoom yesterday. And Greg, I hope you're listening. Giants, I hope you're listening. Oh my God, that felt like all of the work from home Zooms that I have done, these horrible webinars where it felt like a Wall Street's quarterly earnings report Zoom. It was dry. It had no charisma. I pray to the heavens that they find somebody who can be the charismatic face in front of the media, in front of the different agents and representation that's out there. Greg, you might be the smartest person in the room. In terms of your presence on one of those Zooms, it didn't work for me. I was very, very discouraged. Not that I don't think that he knows what he's doing. He doesn't look like he wants to win as much as the fans do. Say what you want about Larry Bear.
I don't know. I'm not going to say that about him. I'm not going to say that about him when he said, hey, we know about the guy in the Bronx, and we know about all the shortstops coming out. I'm not going to say that about Johnson, whether or not he wants to win. I don't know this guy. I didn't even know what he looked like until yesterday.
Bonte.
I'm not going to go there.
Public speaking is where you want. When
some
you hear
guys
John
don't do
Lynch,
it well.
No, but that's my
Nick
point.
Sirianni didn't do a good job at his introductory press conference. And look at the Philadelphia Eagles now.
But Howie Roseman does. And he's the GM, and he does
Nick
a great
Sirianni's
job.
coaching the team.
Agreed.
He's coaching the team.
Agreed. And his winning has overcome
And they made the playoffs last year.
Bonte, I'm just saying, this guy has got a
we
long...
overrate these press conferences so much. We do.
If I put Lakeup and Bob Myers, if I put, John Lynch and whoever out there, I'm just saying the guy didn't present as well.
Listen, well, you know what it is, too?
I'm just being real.
I tell you what a mistake was. I'm not going to say he doesn't want to win because of the presentation.
Larry Bear was charismatic.
Yeah, but that's some people don't have that gene.
But that's my point.
Like we do these videos.
That job is to be charismatic.
Listen about the videos that we do right after a game. Some people could do that stuff. Some people had the charisma. They had the it factor. Some people can't. Think about all the reporters that we see try to do videos and it's dry and it's some people have it, some people don't.
Look,
all right? In front of a camera. But behind the scenes, we have no idea. I have no idea.
I'm just saying, let's just say, me, Joe Shasky, I'm potential free agent. And there's all these different owners in baseball who I know a lot of them are dry, but they have certain faces, like Steve Cohen. You were talking about the Mets throwing money around.
Right.
If you don't think a player sitting there, because that's who they're going to negotiate with, Boris, their agent, or whoever their agent is, and the owner, they overstep the GMs these days.
Just do the job right.
Well,
just do the job right. I don't care about your presser. But I'll say this though about that. If you're
right on that element,
but
if you do a good job, but they didn't this year.
510, perfect. Comcast Business Text Line. Dave Kaval's charismatic.
Is he?
Absolutely. He talks a great game.
He
talks a great game.
I don't buy anything coming. He's a used car salesman to me. He's charismatic. Too much. He's on the other end of the spectrum.
But he's charismatic.
Well,
you get in front of a camera, he knows how to boom. He lights up the TV screen.
I'll give you that.
You got to give him that. And what happens? And we all know he's full of crap. So I don't care about that. Number 2, I will say this, though, about the...
It just worried me, that's all.
Well, let me say this, Shasky. Introducing Buster Posey in that capacity, how would you not fly Buster Posey out here, set up a presser down at 3rd and King, and do it in front of the media in person? It's Buster Posey.
Because he's living in Georgia, and because of his family situation, he
can't take a private jet for one day.
But this is why he wasn't here for a lot of the other things. Yeah, I hear you on that.
Shasky, he can't take a private jet for one day. The family can't pick up the slack for one day. For one day,
he's got newborns. I don't know. I'm trying to defend the situation.
Excuses for one day. You can't fly out to San Francisco. Hold a presser. Hey, I'm buying into the Giants. Cameras flashing. Ask questions. Boom. Presser's over. Get back on the jet and go back to Georgia.
Was he here for the 2012 reunion? I don't think he was even here for that.
He was here this year.
Was he?
I
don't think he was here for the 2012 reunion.
I don't recall him.
Yeah, I don't remember him.
Was he here for? Well, obviously he
was
here for Buster Posey.
Was he here for Hunter Pence?
He only showed up one time this year?
Yeah, because he's been in Georgia. I'll defend him on that one. He's got some family things going on.
Come on.
But that's what they say.
Come on.
Again, it's more of a facial role. But this is why they need more people like Buster. Not Buster because he's not that charismatic, but people that when you put him out in front of the television, people start to feel good about themselves.
It's true from Liberty Eli. Nobody had less charisma than Brian Sabian.
Yeah, but Sabian wasn't the face. Larry Barron.
But he was making moves, though.
No, he was
the guy. He was the architect.
I will defend Sabian.
He was the architect.
Sabian made the playoffs. Look, from his tenure, 98, 2000, 2002, 2003, 2010. Like, they were at 12. Obviously, 14, 16. They were in the playoffs a lot during Sabian's era. In an era when only one wild card team got in.
So, bro, how do you know how long that flight is? 15, 16 hours for a 30-minute press. It's not. It's a 5-hour flight from Georgia. It's not 15, 16 hours. And you're Buster Posey. Right. You get the finest private jet in the world. Like, stop it. Let's not make it seem like it's hard.
Bonte?
Right? Oh, he showed up for Will Clark. That's right. Buster Posey did show up for Will Clark Day.
Yeah, Will said that him and I talked to Will one-on-one at Damon's event, and Will was saying that him and Buster are very close.
So they should have just waited. They could have sent out a release. Maybe after the season, just hold a presser. Just hold a presser. Don't do a Zoom. That was tacky. It's the face of the Giants. He's been the face of the last decade. And you got to do a Zoom? That's a problem for me.
John Shea asked probably the best question on the Zoom. I'm not sure if you listened to it.
That's not shocking.
John, it was a really good question. He said, hey, look, when you look around corporate America, everyone's trying to diversify their board and just have more inclusion. They're trying to have women. They're going to try to have, and the Giants have had women on their board, so I want to defend them there. But they want to have, people of color on there. That's specifically what he asked. Would you have someone like Barry Bonds come into the ownership group? And I had never considered that. I would love Barry Bonds to be involved in some way, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but,
more to just stick it to everybody in baseball, too.
Yeah, I don't.
John Heyman.
I'm going to leave that one alone. That's more of an off-the-air conversation about Barry Bonds and the Giants and whether or not he should be in. I'm going to just leave it at that.
But wouldn't you agree baseball needs more? This is why Derek Jeter, they were so hell-bent on getting Derek Jeter in. They want to have.
You guys ran him out. All you baseball guys ran out Derek Jeter.
Because he didn't have the right money. I told you about that.
You guys ran out Derek Jeter. He was flipping them all those prospects with the Marlins. He helped find those guys. You guys all ran out Derek Jeter. Shame on baseball. You guys all ran out Derek Jeter.
All right, I'm done.
You ran him out. 2 minutes of Giants baseball turned into 13 minutes.
Sorry.
I can't get those 13 minutes back in my life. Giants baseball right now. They stink. Go sign Judge. Maybe we'll talk about you. Download the Odyssey app. 95.7 The Game, thousands of other stations, and millions of podcasts are free on the Odyssey app. Follow your favorite team station, radio shows, and podcasts now by downloading the free Odyssey app. You are listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ, FM, and AC1 San Francisco, always live on the free Odyssey app. Download the Odyssey app, your favorite 95.7 The Game for the best and most up-to-date sports coverage. And don't forget that you can also watch us every single day on our YouTube and Twitch streams. Just log on and search on 95.7 The Game. I got one last thought about the Giants now. One last thought. Yes, if I did own 1% of the team, I'd be at every freaking game. Oh, my God, as an owner, I'd be insufferable. Sitting behind a dugout, sitting there all in the suite, whatever. You just announced that Buster Posey, 3-time World Series champ, who may be walking into the Hall of Fame. Who knows? Maybe walking into the Hall of Fame. You knew this was happening behind the scenes? That this deal was about to happen? And you set up a sorry-ass Zoom? This leads to the social media aspect of the San Francisco Giants. Hashtag Game Up. Who comes up with this stuff? Who is helping out the Giants evolve digitally? Who's helping out the Giants in their presentations? They need some young blood in there. Seriously.
I don't disagree.
This is embarrassing. Buster Posey flew off for Will Clark Day, flew off for his own jersey retirement, number retirement, whatever. You can't, hey, Buster, at some point we need to get you out here. We meet the media, blah, blah, blah. He did a sorry-ass Zoom. It looked terrible. This shows how behind the times the Giants won. So Aaron Judge is saying that.
That's a good point.
Aaron Judge is saying that. You think Aaron Judge is like, look at these guys. What is this, 1980?
Well, Aaron Judge does have a Buster Posey poster in the back of his room whenever they show Aaron Judge.
That's great. Maybe he'll come. We about
done with the Giants?
You brought their asses up.
Well, I'm ready to get back into the Niners. I was looking at the Broncos, and I'm looking at my fantasy team. Judy's questionable. Hamler's questionable. All their weapons are questionable. I don't know what to make of the Broncos.
Oh, Boston Celtics. We got breaking news here. Spinoni, hit the breaking news sounder. Breaking news.
95.7 The Game breaking news. Brought to you by the Beat the Streak podcast. Get an inside edge on how to win the $5.6 million prize every day this baseball season. Listen on Odyssey or wherever you get your podcasts.
Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN just reported Boston Celtics head coach Ime Udoka is likely facing a suspension for the entire season for his role in a consensual relationship with a female staff member. Sources tell ESPN a formal announcement is expected as soon as today. Again, he's likely to face a suspension for the entire season for his role in a consensual relationship with a female staff member. Wow. Celtics will announce it later today.
So the Celtics are the one putting a punishment on him, not the NBA.
Not the NBA. Getting ahead of, maybe the NBA is like, yo, get ahead of this. Joe Mazzulla. Don't know who he is. He's likely to become Boston's interim coach for the season. Wow.
They were up 2-1 in the finals, and now their coach is out for the year. That's wild. That is wild. Do you have any strong opinions on that?
I don't think he's ever coaching the Celtics ever again.
Really?
Yeah, this is just...
Why do you say that? Why do you say that?
It's just, you're going to
because I don't really have a strong opinion on this one.
The Celtics ownership group, from a corporate standpoint, you always say this, man, I want my quarterback to be the face of the franchise. I don't want my quarterback dating porn stars, yada, yada, yada. So imagine you're the Celtics ownership group.
No, it's a good point.
And had history with that organization.
It's a good point.
And you're in Boston, Massachusetts, and what that organization stood for, or stands for. Now, they've done a lot of African Americans wrong, but they've hired African Americans. A lot of them. Doc Rivers was the head coach there for a long time. Bill Russell, of course. You're suspended for a year, and you had a relationship within the organization, cheating on them, and the embarrassment of the Celtics having to announce this right before training camp. You're getting ready for the season. He's done. He's done. It's a bad look. You're head coach. And then you're cheating on Nia Long. That adds to it.
Well, it doesn't matter who.
It doesn't matter who
his wife is.
But it gets elevated because of who the person is.
The profile gets elevated on social media.
It's a high profile, no doubt about it.
Agreed. I agree on that. I guess, I mean, I don't know how often that these are in certain corporate situations setting rules and guidelines. Clearly, they feel very strong about this, and this seems to be something that they put out there. You've heard about this in other sports, I guess, like players not dating the cheerleaders or players not dating people that are, affiliated with the team and things like that. I guess you're right. They're trying to hold the coach to a similar standard.
So I just think they're just buying time on how to part ways with Ime Udoka, and then they move on. Like, I can't see how he's going to come back to that team.
I'm surprised.
Who outed him? Somebody in the organization?
Well, it doesn't matter who outed him.
It doesn't matter, but
should have known better.
But how did this come to light right before the season?
I guess my question is, I don't know the answer to this. Is it you're not allowed to have any relations with anyone inside the organization? I'm asking sincerely. So, like, had he been single or divorced,
I guess
or whatever,
it would have been fine because Eric Spoelstra married a Heat cheerleader. Remember that? His wife is a former Heat cheerleader.
I didn't know that. No,
his wife is a former Heat cheerleader.
Huh.
I don't know the inner workings of this. The fact that he was cheating, I think, is the big emphasis here. He's cheating and having a relationship when it's like, yo, like, what are you doing, dog?
Yeah. Right before the season's about to start?
Yeah. So I don't.
Wow.
That's wild. Let's get to Dirty real quick, and Allen Rock, he wants to talk about the situation. Dirty, what's happening? You're on the roast.
Yo, this is a hot topic. This is a real hot topic for the gossip, for the sports world, all that. But check this out, man. You're right, Bonte. I agree with you 100%. I got a strong opinion on this. Cheating or not, this is unprofessional. That's one of them class act organizations. And I agree. This is just blowing smoke until they finally fire him or he resigns. He'll never walk that courtside again, not as a coach. And yeah, I mean, this might get deeper. There might be something else to it, and that's the reason why this happened. So, yeah, man, that's pretty crazy. It kind of took over today.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be our rematch in the finals. Thanks, guys.
No problem. No problem, Dirty. Good take. Good take. And by the way, we got other breaking news. We started the hour.
What?
We started to show off with, like, it's not breaking news. You don't have to hit the sounder, but, like, we talk about all the scumbags of the sports world right now. Robert Sarver. How about this? This is courtesy of AJ Perez, senior reporter of Front Office Sports. AJ Perez just tweeted, breaking. The former head of Mississippi's welfare agency entered into a plea agreement with federal and state prosecutors. A huge turn in the scandal that could spell major, major trouble for Hall of Fame quarterback Brett Favre. Wow. He deserves to do jail time.
Wow.
Don't want to hear about or see Brett Favre ever again.
Wow.
I don't. Ever again.
Brett
Bye-bye.
Favre is
Bye-bye.
Wow. I mean, not only did he cheat people when it comes to the state of Mississippi, he did it also when they're giving out PPP loans or PPE or whatever you say it.
Just for his daughter could play on a better court in volleyball. Dude, you're Brett Favre. Why don't you donate money to
Brett Favre? Wow.
A lot of lines hitting up at 888-957-9570.
See ya.
Hey, I'm trying to get the Broncos and Niners, man. All the stuff keeps popping up here. So Ime Udoka out for the year. Out for the year, suspended.
That's crazy.
What
does that do to the Celtics? Because I thought the Warriors and Celtics, if
Could
we were
run it
being
back.
I really did.
Yep.
I really did. I said, man, we might see them multiple times in the finals over the next couple of years. Now I don't know. Not to take away from whoever's going to take over. I thought Ime Udoka did a great job with that unit.
Great job. First-time head coach.
I thought he was excellent.
Popovich system.
Yeah.
Went to Brooklyn. Was a Philly assistant. Damn. Personal life, professional life, all in shambles. Brett Favre?
I mean, basically, he was stealing from the poor. I mean, that's the way I would put it. Stealing from the poor.
You dirtbag, Brett Favre.
Yeah, exactly.
You dirtbag. Wow.
Can we get into the Broncos, though?
Yeah, we will definitely try. We will definitely do that. We'll take your calls next. 888-957-9570. That's all coming up. Sponsored by the San Diego Tourism Authority.
This Sunday night, Jimmy G and the 49ers face off against an old rival, Russell Wilson.
Broncos country, let's ride.
Jimmy Garoppolo off the bench, couple of touchdowns.
This is the Bay Area's sports station.
And their first win since the end of the 2019 season against Seattle.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, baby.
Hey, Becky, what about this beat for your next song?
It's cool, but I'm into faster stuff lately. Like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
Got it. What about this then?
It sounds powerful, just like Xfinity. Because its supersonic Wi-Fi has 3 times the bandwidth, you can connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's what I call power.
Unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Made to do anything so you can do anything.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box. All for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to Xfinity.com/gig, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New Gigabit Extra internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes wireless usage. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity Gateway.
Everything, our farm, our stand, our pop-up shop, it really all started when we discovered the benefits of local, raw honey for our family.
And then we decided to turn it into a business.
We were looking for something to help us get up and running.
So we got the Chase Business Complete Banking Account.
It's more than a bank account. It comes with Quick Accept, which lets us take card payments anytime, anywhere in the U.S. using the Chase mobile app. Plus, we get same-day deposits at no extra cost. For us, it's more than honey. It's about sharing a little sweetness with the world.
Get the Chase Business Complete Banking Account with the essentials you need to help get your business going. Learn more at chase.com/business-complete-banking. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Quick Accept is not available in U.S. territories. Enrollment required. Usage subject to approval. Same-day deposits available for payments before 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Sunday to Friday. Fees and rates apply for checking and processing. Limitations and restrictions apply. Participants compensated. Merchant services provided by Payment Tech LLC and WePay Inc. Subsidiaries of J.P. Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC.
Cars for Kids, KARS Cars for Kids, 1-877 Cars for Kids, donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids, KARS Cars for Kids, 1-877 Cars for Kids, donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS or go online at carsforkids.org to donate today.
1-877 Cars for Kids, KARS Cars for Kids, 1-877 Cars for Kids, donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Do you think all premium fuels are the same? Well, your engine doesn't. Shell V-Power Nitro Plus helps keep your engine running like new because it's engineered to defend against 4 main engine threats: gunk, wear, corrosion, and friction. So next time, choose Shell's most advanced fuel ever. It's fuel for thought. In engines that continuously use Shell V-Power Nitro Plus premium gasoline.
Are you looking for a rewarding new career? Join the United States Postal Service and apply for roles nationwide. Serve your community with pride and receive benefits including competitive pay and opportunities for advancement. Whether you are looking for full-time, part-time, or seasonal positions, we have options that may be perfect for you. The United States Postal Service is an equal opportunity employer. Apply now at USPS.com/careers.
When Big Mobile charges you an arm and a leg, they're taking your money and your power. And your arm and leg. Boost Mobile gives your power back with an unlimited plan for $25 a month on one of America's largest 5G networks. We can't give you back your arm and your leg because we're not qualified surgeons. Unless you're an iguana who can grow limbs back. Switch to Boost and get an unlimited plan for $25 a month. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power. New customers only. One line, $25 per month with autopay. Additional restrictions apply. See boostmobile.com for details.
This view was worth a hike.
Right? And it's a good way to stay on top of my health.
Yes, I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. Have you screened for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. It's more treatable when caught in early stages.
Tell me more.
Cologuard is non-invasive and it's used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers.
92%?
Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or visit Cologuard.com.
I'm in.
Kevin Hart's reality check tour is coming to Chase Center on October 1st, and 95.7 The Game has your tickets. Listen to Willard and Debs all this week around 10:30 for your chance to win.
Now, back to the morning roast with Bonte and Shasky.
Wow. Drama in the Shasky household. Drama in the Shasky household. 888-957-9570. Anthony Sassoon will get to you. A lot going on in the world. People want to talk about Udoka, Brett Favre, and that scumbag. I hope he goes to jail. Seriously. Send Brett Favre to jail. Let him sip the brown water that people in Jackson, Mississippi have to sip.
That's a good point.
Clown. What a clown. Absolutely.
Do you have any feel for who the Denver Broncos are?
I think they have a solid defense, no matter what Willard said. I think they have a solid defense. They've held teams to 26 points so far. People laugh at the Texans, and they put more stock into the Niners-Texans preseason game, week 3, than they did last year when they had to win that game in the home finale against the Texans last year at Levi's, where Trey Lance had to start, and they had to win that game. Texans play hard. Texans are tough. Now, the Broncos, they lost Patrick Surtain in that game to a shoulder injury. Mm-hmm. They played a rookie, Damari Mathis. He had 5 tackles, but he's a rookie.
Yeah.
I expect the Niners to attack him this week if he does get to start for Surtain. And they lost Jerry Jeudy on offense.
Yeah.
The Broncos are still trying to find their way on offense. But defensively, I think it's a stout unit. I feel like it's a stout unit.
Well, you're looking at a reunion of sorts. They got K1 Williams. DJ Jones, I believe, is questionable right now.
They've got a big injury
Randy
report.
Gregory is the guy who hurt Jimmy Garoppolo in the playoff game for the Dallas Cowboys last year. He's now with
I remember how he got
the
to
Denver Broncos.
He was going to re-sign with the Cowboys, and a little switcheroo at the end there, and he ends up in Denver.
The Cowboys went from thinking they had Randy Gregory and Khalil Mack to none of them.
Yes.
And
Jerry
then
Jones for you.
And then I look at their offensive line right now, the Denver Broncos. They got 2 guys. One, their guard is doubtful, someone that no one of us has ever heard of. And then their right tackle is questionable. Obviously, you referenced Jerry Jeudy. They got Hamler, the other wide receiver, who's kind of like their 3. He's questionable as well. They're banged up. Like, the Niners are banged up, and we kind of laugh about it. Denver's banged up. But then I go back to the quarterback, and I say to myself, my God, every single time we play Russell Wilson, it's never a normal game.
Yep.
So I have no idea what to expect.
Yeah, no idea. I do want to read this text though from Comcast Business.
Give it to
Text
me.
line 925. How's the Brett Favre story not being blown up the way Trey Lance going to the strip club blew up? Brett Favre is trash and already has been trash. You're right. It should be blown up. It should be blown up.
Yeah, but that won't get clicks for Colin Cowherd.
No, well, it should. It should. So you mentioned the injury report. I got it up right here yesterday. And we'll check it later today, and we'll have the report tomorrow. So Randy Gregory did not practice yesterday. Jerry Jeudy did not practice. DJ Jones did not practice. Their guard center, Quinn Miners, hamstring, did not practice.
Yeah.
Darius Phillips, corner, did not practice. Patrick Surtain II, shoulder injury, did not practice. KJ Hamler, limited, their slot receiver out of Penn State, who's in his second year alongside Jerry Jeudy. K'Wan Williams, wrist. He was a full participant, so we expect K'Wan Williams to be able to play. But winning in Denver, not easy. The altitude is a factor, especially early in the season where teams don't play a lot of their guys in the preseason. Where would the stamina be for guys like Bosa and that defensive line? I do expect Bosa to have a big game. I expect them to have a big game every week. That's not saying much, but the Niners defense and the Broncos defense, they're stout units. It's going to come down to the quarterbacks. And Russell Wilson and Jimmy Garoppolo. Who makes more throws? And right now, Russell Wilson, gotta remember, this guy's 17-4 against the 49ers. 17-4. Speaking of Brett Favre, I thought he was the all-time Niner killer. I think Russell Wilson took the throne. Because not only did you play him twice a year, lost an NFC Championship game against him. Russell Wilson has always been a nemesis, so he can always hurt you. He scrambles, he gets out. And then one thing about the Niners, they struggle against quote-unquote mobile quarterbacks. Guys get outside the pocket. They give up big plays. That's how they lost to the Bears and Justin Fields when he gave up that big play to Dante Pettis. So I think there's going to be a close game. It's going to be a tight game. Are the Broncos good? I don't know. But I also don't know how good the 49ers are right now.
I'm right there with you. I don't know what to expect from Jimmy Garoppolo in the offense. I don't really know what are the known quantities on the Niners? Well, I know Debo's a playmaker, but is he going to get more touches in the run game or in the pass game? I don't know. Like, is Kittle going to play? The big matchup for me that I feel like is going to tell us a lot about this game, edge rushers for the Broncos against McGlinchey. I feel like they're going to try to pick on McGlinchey, and the Bradley Chubb versus McGlinchey matchup is one that I just keep coming back to because he gets killed by those speed rushers.
Yep, he does. He does. And look, you look at this defensive line of the Denver Broncos. DJ Jones was a very good player.
He was solid for the Niners.
He's going to have, that edge going against these young interior linemen. Although Aaron Banks, Brad Graham's been doing a good job breaking down offensive line play. He's the one guy with the Niners beat. He's going to break down offensive line play all the time. Aaron Banks has been solid. He was solid in week 2. I thought he was a lot better in week 2 than he was in week 1. DJ's tough. Draymond Jones is tough on that defensive line. Denver does have I think they have a solid defense. Very underrated. Kareem Jackson is good safety. So we'll see what happens with them.
I hope Randy Gregory doesn't play because he always seems to kill the Niners.
He is a tough player.
He's just long and athletic, and he's tough.
Ronald Darby's a good corner,
he
too.
Is.
I think Denver has a look. The Niners shut out Geno Smith from scored a touchdown on Sunday. Broncos shut out Seattle in the second half of that game. Seattle scored nothing in the third and fourth quarter. Nothing. Broncos should have won that game going away.
Every time I see Melvin, and look, I know Melvin Gordon has moments, but every time I see Melvin Gordon get a look instead of Javonte Williams, I'm like, what are you doing, Broncos? Javonte's he's better running back.
He's a home run hitter.
Yeah, like every touch you're giving to Melvin Gordon is a win for the defense, in my estimation. So I look at Denver. I don't think they really know who they are either.
Not yet.
I know we're worried about the Niners and we're looking at it from our POV. I look at the Broncos and I feel like they're still feeling themselves out as well.
Nathaniel Hackett's still trying to figure out who he is as a head coach, how to work with Russell Wilson.
Yeah, their team's different with Russ. It's just different.
It is different.
If Jeudy doesn't play, I feel like that takes away a big weapon for them.
Because then Charvarius Ward could just shadow Cortland Sutton.
Exactly.
And Cortland Sutton is a big boy. So let's go to Brandon in St. Louis, and then we'll get to Anthony and soon. Brandon in St. Louis, listening via YouTube. He's watching this on YouTube.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
From the Lou. Do they call it that, Brandon?
You can find me in St. Louis.
Yeah, they sure do. All
right.
Hey, trying to be positive this morning. Hey, guys, do you guys think Brian Griese can coach up Jimmy, can tune up Jimmy in a way possibly Scangarello couldn't?
That's a great question.
So
great question,
let me get in there first. So if you don't know, the quarterback coach last year was this guy Rick Scangarello, and now they brought in Brian Griese. Bob Greasy's son. He did Monday Night Football. He played for the Shanahans.
Played for the Broncos.
He was a serviceable player.
Won a national championship at Michigan.
Yes.
1997 Rose
Look
Bowl
at
with
you.
Charles Woodson
Look
against
at
Washington
you.
State and Ryan Leaf. Matt Nahigan, I think, was at that game.
Oh, wow.
Charles Woodson had a great interception. It was 7-0 Wazoo. They're driving to go up 14-0. Woodson in the end zone. Boom. Interception. Flips the game. Brian Greasy to tie streets. Deep bomb. I remember that game I closed yesterday. Love the Rose Bowl.
So
had to flex there.
I watched Trey Lance and Greasy work exclusively together with Sam Lubman on multiple days because I was very interested to see what does it look like at practice? Because we talk so much about these coaches, these line coaches like Chris Kocurek. When you watch him at practice, Bonte, doesn't it pop that Chris Kocurek is good at his job?
Oh, he's very good at his job.
Right? And then obviously the fact that when you watch it on game day, it does feel like the defensive line always finds players. Greasy working with Trey Lance was interesting. He was working on coverages and, the right read based on what the coverage is pre and post snap. I think he'll be really good with Jimmy Garoppolo. Why are you laughing?
Because the jokes are funny, man. I'm sorry. Comcast Business Text Line. It's a joke, and I don't think.
What's that?
Greasy can teach mediocre, so he should be good enough for Jimmy Garoppolo. That's not
fair.
That's not fair.
We got to rally behind Jimmy G.
I would say this. I did find it strange that Greasy was a quarterback coach for Trey Lance.
Why?
Now, because Trey Lance, quote unquote, is a different quarterback. Although Trey Lance, I think, he's a pocket quarterback, but his style was a little different than Greasy's. Greasy's was in that pocket, planted, boom, I'm going to throw it here.
Statuesque. More Jimmy.
More Jimmy. Less Trey. So that is a good question for Brian in St. Louis that maybe Greasy does work a lot better with Jimmy Garoppolo throwing from the pocket and seeing it. Very interesting because they didn't get to work together at all in the month of August because Jimmy was on the side field and apparently he didn't have a playbook. So that was a great question.
Well, the one thing that you were talking about yesterday was the head coach actually coaching the quarterback, the straight-up quarterback. Now, we don't see what they do behind the scenes. We're looking at what's happening at practice. The quarterback coach is the one working with the quarterbacks. The head coach is talking to the quarterbacks, but he's kind of moving around from drill to drill, or he's staying in the middle, or he's working his way around the field. Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. I feel like the quarterback coach is actually much more important than people give it credit for.
But you know what, though? I was just watching
not taking it away from Kyle Shanahan.
I was just watching something yesterday. And I was watching, what was I watching yesterday? But Nathaniel Hackett and Russell Wilson, it was pertaining to them saying, there was a former player saying, look, the coach and quarterback dynamic is very, very important. That has to be
100% agree.
So, yes, the quarterback coach does talk to Jimmy Garoppolo, and that's a dynamic there. But Shanahan is the play caller. Shanahan needs to be in lockstep with Jimmy Garoppolo. That's the growth I need to see moving forward. Obviously, there's been something there.
What does it look like
issues.
then? What does growth look like?
Maybe Shanahan needs to talk to him more during timeouts or during plays when the offense is on the bench.
How about
maybe
just running plays that he feels comfortable with? The fact that Jimmy said, like, hey, we're just out there slinging it, that to me was a very interesting soundbite from the game. It's like, what, did you not go out there? At least was your impression that the plays weren't there for you to just, quote unquote, sling it beforehand?
Well, this is why I've always said, I don't know if Shanahan and Brady would have been able to work together because Shanahan wants total control of the offense.
Yeah.
How would Shanahan deal with Brady audibly at the line of scrimmage? How would he deal with changing a play in the huddle? How would he deal with Brady throwing tantrums on the sideline saying, no, I want to run this? How would Shanahan deal with that? I would like to see Shanahan a little more hands-on with Jimmy Garoppolo, especially when they go to the sideline. All right, let me bring the surface over. What'd you see here? So it could be on the same page.
It's tough for him to do that while he's trying to, be the head guy.
Just running the defense.
I know.
DeMeco's running the defense.
But you still want to be looped in on what's going on.
You want to be looped in before a second? Hey, TV timeout. Maybe we're kicking off. Hey, let me get 2 minutes with you.
You asked me a very interesting question yesterday, and we kind of brought it up, and Mike Florio also brought it up regarding the 49er offense.
Yeah.
Is it a modern offense?
It doesn't. I don't think the offense is modern. Now, they have their style.
Why do you say that?
Ground and pound. Ground and pound. Ground and pound. But it's a reason why in the second half they get stagnant. You don't see it evolve. You don't see the explosives, right? In the second half of football games. Niners are holding on for dear life. They're basically saying, hey, we have a lead. Let's just bleed clock and let's play solid defensive special teams. That's been their formula under Kyle Shanahan. Now you see all these other teams are going 4 wide, 5 wide, and the Niners tried to do that, but where's the speed at? Where's the speed at? Especially if you don't, Danny Gray didn't play week 1, so you don't have the speed that you need to run the modern day offense. You look at Mike McDaniels are going deep. They're running deep crossers, all this
It's
stuff.
early on, Mike McDaniels, though.
It is early on.
I mean,
with
we're
Mike
a couple
McDaniels.
games in.
It is early on. But don't you see the same thing? Like, we've seen the same offense for basically 6 seasons under Shanahan. There hasn't been much difference.
Well, seeing that triple option with Trey Lance was like, whoa! It was a totally unique play. And then all the quarterback runs, obviously, were totally different. But
doesn't it feel like the same offense?
It
that we've
does
seen
feel
from
very
day one?
similar. It's a lot of misdirection, a lot of
window dressing.
Well, what I like to say is a lot of pre-snap movement, and then people think this is a knock on Jimmy. This is a byproduct of Kyle, and I thought he would do it with Trey Lance. Here is your clearly defined person that you throw to. And if it's not there, here's the check down, and that's it. You only got 1 or 2 spots to go to. It's not a sit back, look at 4 levels of passing options.
By you saying that, don't you feel like that kind of limits the quarterback?
No, it 100% does. And this goes back to the Florio quote of joysticking it.
Yeah. Why would you want to limit your quarterback? Hey, if this is not there, you do this. If you don't do that, then you need to do that. Like, I just want my quarterback to go out there and play. Hey, this is the play. This is what we think will be open. Use your best judgment. I don't want my quarterback overthinking things.
So there's one element, again, I look at some of the great players in the league right now. They play a free-flowing, but yet still in structure style of play. Herbert, Allen, Mahomes. There's an artistry, but it doesn't feel rigid.
Right.
When I watch the Niner offense 9 times out of 10, everything feels very rigid.
Right.
Do they put up points? They do put up enough points, and they did in 2019 when they were extremely explosive. But it just feels like the artistry isn't there enough for me. I like the structure, but I'd like to see a little more like relaxation and being able to throw all over the field a little.
We're going to get to Anthony Sassoon in just a second. 650 Comcast Business Text Line. I love you. Bonte, you're insane. You say Shanahan is an offensive genius, and then you say his offense not modern. Are you serious? Number one, maybe you're listening to the wrong show. I've been on here said, how many times have we gotten into arguments when I say he's not great, he's good?
I would say if I were to define his offense,
I've never called him an offensive genius.
No.
Say he's good, and he has the potential to be a really great head coach, but he's good right now.
I would call him very clever in terms of spacing.
Right.
And I'm not, clever isn't a knock word. I would say he does a really good job of like, we're going to run a couple of plays here to set up something else later to get a chunk play. But the problem that I have with that is that so much is relied on when that play does present itself because you set up 2 or 3, kind of dull plays to set up the big one. It feels like the big plays are few and far between.
They are.
And so when they miss on them, even if it's Jimmy or Trey Lance, it's like, it feels like a huge wasted opportunity. Whereas I watch other offenses and it feels like they take more strikes down the field.
No doubt.
So when you miss one, we get the next one.
Yeah, and it doesn't work
Whether
like
that's
that.
real or not, or me just kind of feeling that way.
You're talking about evolving, right? Andy Reid. Think about how long he's been in the league.
20-something years.
Late 90s. Wouldn't you say he's evolved?
Yes.
He started, when he got to Kansas City, he brought Chris Ault down there. He had Brad Childress as his spread game coordinator. And he started studying like Oregon. He started studying the spread offense. He's like, you know what? I'm going to implement this. His offenses look a lot different than they did in Philadelphia.
And just think about Alex Smith versus Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
Mahomes holds onto the ball way longer than Alex did in that offense. And the people that time these things can look at it. Alex, boom, 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 get rid of it quickly. Kind of like Jimmy Garoppolo. And then Mahomes wants to hold on to it because they want to throw the ball farther down the field.
Right. No, he and Andy Reid is adjusted. You see Brian Daboll out there in Buffalo now, the new head coach of the New York Giants. He's adjusted. A lot of these guys adjust. It just feels like we're watching the same offense, and I want to see a little more. And so now everybody's saying, hey, Jimmy, throw the ball down the field. I hope Jimmy just slings it. He brought up, hey, it
But
felt
is that
like
the best way to
2017.
win?
2017, he went undefeated by just slinging it. He just slung it. You know what I'm saying? He went undefeated.
I still feel like their bread and butter is running the ball.
You got to run the ball, no doubt, but I want more shots down the field.
This is the interesting.
Sometimes you got to pass to set up the run.
Well, I'm glad you bring this up.
Everybody knows the Niners are running the ball. And I forget what coach said this. I was like, we need to pass. Bill Walsh may have said this too. You need to pass to set up the run, meaning let's loosen them up by throwing the ball, backing them off, and not having 8 guys in the box. And then all of a sudden, boom, we hit them with the run game.
The one thing that I think that everybody who kind of tries to put a name on the Shanahan offense, this is what they always say. We're going to run the ball and run the ball and run the ball. And that makes a lot of sense, right? Everyone, you're going to control it. You're going to limit the amount of possessions. But if you look at the way the rules have been set up in the NFL, It has never been more advantageous to throw the ball.
No doubt.
And I'm not saying that I don't agree with running, because running is a principle. I think that McVay gets away from the run way too much, and that's why his teams at times play soft.
Andy Reid gets away from the run.
100%. 100%. But the rules are in place to give you more freedom to throw downfield. How many pass interferences a game do you get by just being aggressive?
I know.
Right? How difficult is it to play on the outside if you're a DB, if you're putting pressure toward the boundaries? And look at in the game the other day where Jimmy was able to throw it a little more. Did they get 4 pass interferences?
Yeah, something like that.
And that's like 25 yards each time of free yardage.
I did think a couple of them were a joke, but it is what it is. I'm not going to.
But what I'm saying is that I can paper cut you with 4 yards a carry, which I get it. It keeps you on schedule.
But you know.
But when you stretch it a little often, and I'm not saying the whole game, just like 3 or 4 more times a game.
But teams know. They're coming in with 8 in the box. They don't respect the Niners passing game. They're stacking the box. They're saying, all right, beat us with the pass. That's how the Rams beat the Niners in the NFC Championship game. That's how the Chiefs beat the Niners in the Super Bowl. That's how teams stuff the Niners. They just say, you know what, we're going to go 8 in the box, make Jimmy beat us over the top. Make Jimmy beat us in the pass game. And I think Shanahan has to say, you know what? This is the ultimate effort year. This is the effort year. I lost my number 3 overall pick to a broken ankle. All right? People are on me. I had this top-notch defense. You know what? F it. Let's just go out there. I'm not saying just go sling it.
Yeah, you're not saying be reckless.
But I'm saying, you know what? Open it up a little bit.
What does that look like?
Chances.
What does that look like?
Throwing the ball down the field on first down.
30 pass attempts a game?
Absolutely.
Or given the context of that game?
Absolutely. Don't be afraid to let Jimmy audible when there's 8 in the box.
I would like to see Debo catch a couple of more passes, even though
down the field.
Even though I still believe he's look.
Listen,
to me, he's a $25 million running back.
Shasky. I'm tired of the smoke screens.
And that's not a knock. I'm saying.
You want to run smoke screens? That's fine.
Yeah.
Can I get Debo down the field? Can I get Ayuk on quick post?
But why don't we look at him more like okay, McCaffrey's very thick, and I'm not trying to compare Debo to McCaffrey, but why don't we use him in the same way, or at least view him the same way that we look at some of those other dual threat players? Because to me, he's a guy that I'm trying to get out on the edges in space against DBs where they're never going to tackle him.
So, to that point, sure, why not?
Like he's Kamara in a different way.
Okay, yeah, no doubt.
Or at least that's how I'm viewing him, as opposed to A.J. Brown.
I don't disagree with that.
Okay.
But if you're going to use Debo in that capacity, then I need another wide receiver.
Well, I've been saying that.
So now you don't have another wide receiver.
Well,
so now it's a personnel issue.
But this is why we drafted Danny Gray to try to open the top off.
Is he an outside guy right now?
I don't know.
So
Jennings has looked good in the few games that we've seen him. Yeah. I like Jennings.
Let's go to Anthony and Sassoon. Anthony, what's happening? You're on the roast.
Good morning, fellas. First of all, I want to say that Florio interview was so good.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
I heard that
again.
Yeah, I heard that from a few people. Thank you for that. And if you have, I'll let you go. If you missed it, go on YouTube. You can look up the Florio interview on our 95.7 The Game page.
Yeah, I caught it this morning, and I was like, damn. But he said a couple things. And one thing he said is that basically Shanahan is getting in his own way. And I think it's starting to really show that he is trying to control the game too much.
Mm-hmm.
And when Jimmy G said, like, it was nice to sling it, that really put a bow on that.
Right.
But the other thing he said that's kind of, it sucks to hear, but it might be true. He said that Trey might need a fresh start somewhere else. And
wow.
Guru has been screaming from the mountaintops that, like, that guy, Trey, was not Kyle Shanahan's guy. And I know Bonte's been saying since, like, 2 years ago, go get your guy, go get your guy. And it's starting to seem to me that Trey never really was his style of quarterback. And like Florio said, someone, pulled rank and made him get Trey Lance. And it's just pointing in that direction.
Yeah.
But then the other part of what I wanted to say is that I don't think Shanahan is a good coach because he is not developing anybody for that matter. Like, Debo was already going to be a stud.
Right.
Bosa was already going to be a stud. So, and, you guys said this before that it does seem like Jimmy G has regressed. And he never was going to be a lights-out quarterback.
Right.
But he has not gotten better under Kyle Shanahan's tutelage. So I know he's a good play caller, but I don't consider him a good coach because he's not doing what Joe says all the time: pivot but not panic.
Yeah.
Stand the course, and it's not working. So that's
it's a really good call.
Great call.
The word that I use with him, I think he is really good. but he's so rigid. Like, that's my biggest issue with him, is that he is so rigid, and I would like to see him loosen up a little.
Yeah, he
just
gets
a
in
little,
his way. He
just
gets
a
in his
little.
way, like,
and
what
I'm
I
criticizing someone who's good, who I believe can adapt.
But you know what I want my offensive coordinator? I want a guy who's in attack mode. I want a guy who's saying, you know what? I'm going to score every damn possession. And where I'm getting at here, and I keep going back to this, because the Niners have been in a lot of big games. Let's face it. They've been in 2 of the last 3 NFC Championship games. This team is one of the powers in the NFC. They are. They might not win the West this year, but they've shown they can go anywhere and beat anybody. NFC East champ Dallas, we'll go to Dallas and beat them. Go to Lambeau Field. It's 0 degrees. We're not going to score an offensive touchdown. We're still going to come out with a dub, right? They should have beat the Rams in the NFC Championship game. This team could beat anybody. So I hold this team to a high standard now, especially with Jimmy Garoppolo back in the lineup. Now I'm saying, you know what? The Niners have to be playing for big stakes this year. Now, with that said, I think about the big games, and I think about the certain situations and being in attack mode. I think about the 4th and 2 down in L.A. where he punts it away, and he's on the other side of the Rams 50. He's on the other side of the 50. Damn, we can't go for it right there. Defense is playing great. Defense is playing great. It's an NFC Championship game. I think about the Super Bowl all the time. Super Bowl 54. I can't unsee it, Shasky. You know what I can't unsee John Lynch in his suite saying, call timeout against the Kansas City Chiefs. What kind of offensive coordinator says, you know what? We're going to let the clock run. We're not going to use our timeouts, and we're going to play it safe. Shanahan was hired because he's always in attack mode.
Well, that's what he did in the Super Bowl with Atlanta.
And people blame him for that.
I'll still defend him for that one.
The Super Bowl's not on Kyle Shanahan.
No, I agree.
I'll defend him to the Blues. But you hear what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying.
You hear what I'm saying?
He
plays it safe in the second half, and you're supposed to be this offensive guy. Like Sean McVay is going for it. I watched Zach Taylor with the Cincinnati Bengals in the Super Bowl go for it on the first possession of the game.
Agreed. McVay also got held to 3 points in the Super Bowl by Belichick. So in the big games,
defensive coordinator ever.
Agreed. I'm just saying, in the big games, like the other team gets paid too as well.
No doubt.
You're not playing the Texans,
but
or
he
the
at
Jags.
least is going for it.
No, I'm with you on that.
You know what I'm saying?
But I would say this: the final drives in both, well, essentially the final drives, the momentous drives that they had in the Super Bowl and in the NFC Championship game were completely defaulted by horrific interior line play. Chris Jones and Aaron Donald dominated on the final couple possessions of both years.
Yeah, but you know what?
I'm just saying.
But you know what, though?
He had plays dialed up that were open.
He had plays dialed up, but he also didn't give Mostert the ball in the first quarter.
Hey, look,
he also played it safe in a lot of situations.
What I'm getting at is that I do, like, we have to give credit to just phenomenal individual playmakers who make plays.
We do, but
Chris Jones was ridiculous at the end of that game.
Well, now finally you agree with me on that, huh? You finally agree with me on that 2 years later.
And Aaron Donald.
It's funny how you flipped.
Donald dominated.
It's funny how you're flipping on me now.
I told you it was a team-wide meltdown. Did I not say the pie chart of culpability?
Chris Jones did dominate. Chris Jones did dominate.
It's never one player. It's never one play. It's a combination of things that happen throughout the totality of a game. Right. And yes, there are some plays that are a little bigger than others, but we can't just like when the Niners lost with the Crabtree throw, for Kaepernick. They didn't lose because of that throw.
No,
all right, they lost on a variety of reasons. And it's the same thing for Shanahan.
No
when
doubt.
he loses, it's not just a Shanahan call. It's a variety of reasons.
But think about all these games that they're in. You think about how conservative he gets, whether it's at the start of the game or whether it's at the end of the game. It's never a full game. It's always an imbalance in their offense. They'll maybe get hot for a first half, or they'll get hot for the second and third quarter. But then they take the foot off the gas pedal.
I watched back the Dallas playoff game, and look, the playoffs are different. They're great teams that you're going up against. They were up 23-7.
Oh, I was there. They should have been up 35-7.
23-7. Now, again, the quarterback made some really bad throws in that game.
Bad throws.
He had like 4 interceptable passes.
They settled for 3 field goals in that first half, and they left the game right there on the platter for the Dallas Cowboys to steal.
So that's where, I guess, even whether you've made a determination on the quarterback or the coach, sitting back, this is why I wanted to see what he could do with Trey Lance, because I didn't know, is that just Jimmy not playing as good as he should? Is that the coach not making the right calls? A combination of the two of them? I don't know. I was hoping that I would get some clarity to be able to look back on the perspective of this is what he's done with Trey Lance. Maybe it was a little on Jimmy. Or, Trey Lance actually bombed and Jimmy was the one who was actually really good and Kyle's not so, or somewhere in between. I'll never get that answer right now.
No. Let's go to EJ in Daly City. EJ, what's happening? You're on the roast. Listening via the Transistor Radio. What's up, EJ?
What's up, guys? I love the show, man. Keep it going.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you. It means a lot.
As you guys said, Kyle, he gets in his own way, man. I feel his ego is what causes the like collapse of the game, basically, because he scripts like the game for like I guess the first half, right? You notice we control the game like the first half, and then there's a sudden collapse in the second half of the game. Like for example, against Dallas, we almost freaking lost the game. There's been multiple occasions where he would just like punt the ball on 4th and 1, but then he would you know what I mean? Like,
right. Or he'll run. Or you know what he does, EJ? Yeah. You know what he does, EJ? I'll let you finish. Or he'll line up in shotgun on 4th and 1 and run the stupid gun run, or the little RPO with a quarterback.
Let's go back
run.
3 yards.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate that play.
I hate that play. Go ahead, EJ.
I know, but like for someone that's proclaimed as an offensive guru and offensive mastermind, to me he hasn't adapted like Andy Reid. Like he's not letting his QBs make plays, and to me he just wants all the glory.
I don't think that's fair, but I don't think that's fair.
It's not fair.
I don't think that's fair to say.
But it does seem like he has to have total control of the offense. You have to.
He's a control maniac.
This is why I always stop.
I'm married to one.
This is why.
All right, I know.
Oh, well, you should.
Takes one to know one.
Don't say that about Michelle.
And you know what? She's usually right.
No, I'm not going to go.
I hope you're listening, hon.
She's probably
Love
not.
you.
She's probably going to get somebody a snitch on you for saying that. Runs in the family.
Hey, real quick.
Runs in the family.
10
Snitch
seconds. I got aired out for not bringing beers back to the Giants game. I was with Loveman, and she was like, "You didn't bring me back a beer." I was like, "Can I sit?" She just gave me the look, boy. And I was like, "You know what? You're right. I'm going to go get those beers."
You stay getting in trouble.
Yeah.
You just don't learn. You just don't learn.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, Spinotti dump all that. Dump that.
But no, I understand.
I have a wife.
Look, when you're the architect, I get why you would want to have control.
Right, but this is why I never thought Brady would work with Shanahan. Because of what we're talking about today. I never thought that was going to work.
I don't think that he's such an egomaniac, though. Like, that to me feels so egregious that he's such an egomaniac that he wouldn't allow someone else to have a little shine.
Matt Ryan and Shanahan butted heads a lot.
I know, but when you win, everyone gets love.
Yeah.
Like, we're looking at the Warriors right now, B. They just won their 4th ring. Is everybody getting love?
Except for James Wiseman.
Is everyone getting love?
Yeah, for the most part. You brought up Deebo Samuel. You wanted to see him use like Kamara and McCaffrey. He may not be as quick.
I'm just saying, like,
I hear what you're saying.
I'm not saying that they're the same players.
Yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying.
And if you use them like that, then I'm saying to myself, so now Brandon Ayuk's my one receiver.
Well,
that I trust.
Look,
maybe Jawan Jennings could be that second receiver.
It's not a knock on Deebo for me to say that I think he's best utilized as a running back who can catch.
To me, it's a knock on roster construction.
Well, and paying a guy $25 million at that position because there's roster valuations.
So here, Shanahan was asked if Deebo could be used more in the offense.
I think Deebo's been involved a ton in the first 2 weeks.
Agreed.
I don't know how many carries or passes it's been, but he's been involved a lot. We don't see the way it ended last year. We don't see that quite soon, but you never know. Got to always balance it out and see how to best attack the defense to win on Sunday.
By the way, this is a great thing, and that's Shanahan yesterday at his weekly presser. He did announce too that Trey Lance is out for the year, so there's no way he's coming back this season. He's out for the season with a broken ankle. 925 Comcast Business Text Line. Arians is a quarterback coach loved by all. He had issues with Brady. Did you see Bruce Arians? Did you see Bruce Arians on the sideline? Is in New Orleans. He got warned. Hey, shut your yapper.
Why is he on the sidelines?
I love Bruce Arians, man. I love Bruce Arians. I do, man. This dude's wild. You talk about empowering players and coaches. I mean,
Brady fired him.
He's on the sideline getting into it. Marcus Lattimore.
I know, and he got
sick
fired.
Is that?
He got fired.
So I don't know how Shanahan and Brady would have got along. Let's go to Joe in San Jose. Joe, what's happening? He's listening via the Odyssey app.
What's
he
up,
has some
Joe?
thoughts about Kyle Shanahan. What's up, Joe?
Hey, what's going on? And Butcher, happy wife, happy life.
I'm with you.
Yeah, he's tripping. He better dump some
love you,
hon.
Let's keep it real though. Look at McDaniels over there in Miami. He's embracing his team and he's giving them the love that they need and this and that. And I really believe that this guy gets it. And Shanahan doesn't give two hoots about these guys. If you're not doing your job, beat it. What's wrong with you? All right, you're gonna do it my way, but you have to have the talent to do it your way. You can say you want, Dan Marino, John Elway, Joe Montana as quarterback, but if the guy that you can't force it, if it's not there, it's not there.
Joe, well, let me push back on this, Joe, because if that were the case, why is Richard Sherman on his podcast throwing all the flowers at Shanahan? Why do all the players in the locker room throw all the flowers at Shanahan? Not that he's not perfect. No one's here saying he's perfect. Right. But like, and again, they might have gripes here and there, but overall, it feels like these guys swear by him.
They do love him.
Am I wrong?
They do love him. They do love him. Now, we were talking about the playbook. Joe, go ahead and finish. I didn't know Joe was on the line. Joe, go ahead and finish your call.
That's the boss. You're gonna say yes to the boss. You're not gonna say no, because if you don't, you're gonna be on the blacklist. I mean, come on, everyone's gonna, I'm getting my PT, I'm getting my playing time, so I love this dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get that big check, and then I'm gonna be cool. So, I mean, of course you're gonna love him, but if you weren't getting your money, you wouldn't like this cat.
Yeah.
I mean,
is he too much of a micromanager?
Yeah, I see this from the 707 Comcast Business text line. It does feel like that. It does feel like that. Now, it was interesting. We're just talking about the playbook and whether or not to open it up. He was asked yesterday, Kyle Shanahan, that is, about the playbook. Will it change? Will it be different? Here's what Shanahan said about
playbook.
I mean, we put all the same stuff in last year, too. So it's not as big of a difference as people think. You're running really the exact same runs. Just, do you want to get in pistol and read someone, or do you want to hand it off and not read them? So it doesn't change it as much as people think.
So this is why I thought everything was overblown about Jimmy Garoppolo. He didn't have a playbook, and he went out there and played. It's the same damn play since 2017. Like, come on. This guy's been in the league. Jimmy Garoppolo's been in the league for 2014. This whole playbook thing was so overrated. It's the same damn plays, except
or
Trey,
concepts are the same.
A lot of concepts. Plays are basically the same.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, Bill Walsh was famous for running the exact same play out of various formations.
Yeah, exactly. You switch up the formations, run the same play. You give them a different
flip it
look.
to the other side or whatever.
Exactly. We do it on Madden all the time. They do it in real life.
But
same thing.
Exactly. So, but I do believe that, again, this goes back to, has the offense evolved? I was hoping we'd see more layers.
I don't know. We didn't see more layers in the first 5 quarters of Trey Lance. I thought we would.
But if they run the ball the way it's going to be hard to run it the way they did against Seattle, because you had a couple of big chunk plays. Mm-hmm. But if you can run it at least at a similar clip, if you take out the 51-yarder from Debo, 4 or 5 yards a carry, that's ridiculous. So, I'll take that every week. You're going to win.
So here's what Kyle Juszczyk, the fullback of the 49ers, said yesterday with Damon and Ratto about the playbook and whether or not they were going to get to open it up with Trey Lance at quarterback.
He may have been on that pace to be, more than all these guys in history, but I don't think that was going to continue. I think maybe that eventually was going to set up a lot of things for our offense. So it's just like anything, when you're trying to set up play action, you're running the ball a lot downhill. I'm leading up on linebackers. We're not going to continue to do that forever. Eventually, we're going to build things off of that. And I think that's what we were doing with Trey.
All right. And then he added this about having Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback.
It's obviously a little bit different than what we've been doing the past couple weeks or the past couple months, just because it's a different guy in there at quarterback. But at the same time, it's so much of the same because, we're going on the 6th year that Jimmy's been here and been our quarterback. And, yeah, I know there's been, injuries and guys that have come in, but that's a long time. And you build a lot of familiarity over that time. And so a lot of that is just natural when you get back out there that, like, okay, I'm used to this. I remember this. And it just starts flowing again.
So the first clip, he basically said eventually they were going to get into the special stuff with Trey Lance. Now, a lot of people will push back and say, why do we have to wait so long? Why couldn't we see glimpses against Seattle?
The sample size just wasn't big enough.
Sample size
but I will go down. Look at again. Everybody's kind of like hyper focused on just him running between the tackles on the one play. In totality,
he ran a lot.
Was getting hit too much, and he was running too much, and getting tagged. Period.
Exactly. And so we wanted to see him opened up like RG3 that first game against the Saints. They were throwing the ball down the field, big chunk plays, everything. I wanted to see something like that. We're going to get into, we got some Mike McDaniel sound on the other side that we want to play because a lot of people are making a comparison. Let's take a couple more calls before the break. Zach and Martinez listening via the Transistor Radio. What's up, Zach? What's happening? You're on the roast.
Hey, guys. Big fan.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Thank you.
I wanted to kind of roll it back. You guys were touching base about, Shasky said Tom Brady ran Bruce Arians out of Tampa. I think that the quarterback-coach relationship in Tampa was actually really strong. I think that if you look at Bruce Arians historically, he's always been a huge proponent of upgrading African-American coaches to a higher level, whether it be
and Zach, and female coaches. He had a couple female coaches down there, too, in Tampa.
That's right. And so, I think that the whole plan was either going to be Todd Bowles or Byron Leftwich who are going to take the reins. And I think that, the relationship there is still going to be whatever Tom Brady wants, Tom Brady's going to get. But, talking about how it kind of relates to Trey Lance and a relationship with the coach and the system, I agree with what Shasky just said. I don't think that the best way to breed excellence in a young quarterback is, drawing up 10 to 12 run plays a game. I think it more has to do with, get him settled, get some, quick passes to the tight end, get some check, get him comfortable in the pocket so then he can progress throughout the game and open up the playbook more.
And maybe it's a great point.
Good call.
And maybe it had something to do with George Kittle not being in the lineup.
You know what Harbaugh used to start off a game with? It was the little fake play action to the left, roll Alex out to the right, a little dump off to Bruce Miller. I know he's a horrible human being, but dump it off to Bruce Miller for a little 3-yard gain. He'd run somebody over. It set the tone. We're going to run through you. It got Alex feeling comfortable. Hey, the ball didn't hit the ground. I just a little dump off to somebody, and it just got his legs moving and everybody churning. I love those kind of offenses.
I do,
where
too.
you just, let's start off with a nice, simple, easy throw, and then as it progressed and it came into Kaepernick, it felt like Greg Roman was like, no, we're going to drop back 7 steps, and I want you to complete a 28-yarder before you've even warmed up.
Maybe it has something to do with George Kittle not being in the lineup. Maybe. Durf and David, we'll get you in the 8 o'clock hour.
Kittle.
Durf and David, we'll get you at the top of the hour. We got a break here.
They need
but
Kittle.
First, the injury report.
It's time for the Injury Report.
That really hurts.
Brought to you by Boxer & Gerson, Northern California's premier workers' compensation law firm, helping injured workers get their lives back for over 40 years.
Man, talk about the Niners injuries a lot. How about the Denver Broncos? We highlighted this earlier in the show. Wide receiver Jerry Jeudy. Cornerback Patrick Surtain did not practice yesterday. Patrick Surtain has a shoulder injury. Also, both Jeudy does too, by the way. They're listed as questionable for Sunday night's game against the Niners. Randy Gregory, DJ Jones, and Darius Phillips also missed practice for the Broncos. They have a slew of injuries, so we'll see who's the healthiest by Sunday night when the Niners and Broncos tingle in Denver. The Injury Report brought to you by Boxer & Gerson, Northern California's premier workers' compensation law firm, helping injured workers get their lives back for over 4 years. What's coming up on the game? Sponsored by Fremont Bank, full-service banking, no compromises. Kyle Posey, one of the many great bloggers for the 49ers. He'll join us at 8:30. But Durf and David, you're on deck. Your phone call's coming up, 888-957-9570.
Damon and Ratto stream live on YouTube and Twitch every day.
The tight end's always open on a goal line play-action play. Always. Forever. 100% of the time. Slight exaggeration, but you get what I'm saying. Where is the creativity in any of this red zone offense? Where is the creativity? Where is it?
Just go to Twitch or YouTube and search 957 The Game.
Kirby, it's your driveway mechanic, and they bring the shop to you. Brakes, tire replacements, oil changes, so much more. And they've added an eco-friendly wash. It barely uses any water, and it makes your car look brand spanking new. The ultimate convenience, easy booking, transparent pricing, on-time arrival, service in your driveway. No waiting rooms, no coordinating rides. Direct access to the mechanic. Friendly, reliable service. But here's the key. No middlemen and no upsells. Get $50 off your first oil change with the code OIL50. That's OIL50. Check out Kirby.com. That's CURBEE.com.
There's a reason Comcast Business powers more businesses than any other provider. Actually, there's a few. Comcast Business offers the fastest, reliable network, the peace of mind that comes with Security Edge, helping to protect all your connected devices, and the most reliable 5G mobile network. Want me to keep going? I can. Whether your small business is starting or growing, you need Comcast Business. Technology solutions that put you ahead and give you serious savings. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with fast speeds and advanced security. Together for just $69.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Or find out how to get up to a $650 prepaid card with a qualifying bundle. Limited time offer, restrictions apply. New 50 megabits per second internet and Security Edge customers only. Requires enrollment in EcoBill and AutoPay. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. Comcast Business Mobile utilizes the network with the most RootMetrics 5G data reliability wins in 1H 2022. Results may vary, not an endorsement.
Ever since I got the new Galaxy Z Flip 4, I've been learning all these new tricks with my dog Finn. Like how to take the best selfies at the park, I just set my phone down, put it in flex mode, and capture hands-free pics from multiple angles.
Aww.
Or how to capture our training sessions for his followers. I simply wave my hand to start recording video. Good boy! Plus, the Z Flip 4 is compact and fits perfectly in my pocket.
Oh, wow. Visit Samsung.com today to get the new Galaxy Z Flip 4.
Bart is turning 50 and we'd love to celebrate with you. Get 50% off your ride in honor of Bart's 50 years of service to the Bay Area when you pay with Clipper. That's 50% off Clipper Bart fares for the entire month of September. Add Clipper to your digital wallet for free. If you're eligible for other Clipper discounts like youth or senior fares, you get to take an additional 50% off those too. Details at bart.gov/50 years. That's bart.gov/50 years. Celebrate Bart's 50 years of service with us this September. Let's go.
Come into Friedman's Appliance in Pleasant Hill September 23rd through September 25th for their fall clearance sale event. Take advantage of factory direct prices, one-of-a-kind opportunities, special pricing on floor models, and convenient financing. And save on new appliances from trusted brands like Miele, Bosch, Electrolux, LG, and Maytag. Visit Friedman's Appliance in Pleasant Hill for their fall clearance sale event September 23rd through September 25th for the best time to save on new appliances for your home.
Gorgeous gaming, stunning streams, unbelievable bandwidth. It's another Lifestyles of Gagillionaires. Meet the AT&T Fiber customers winning at life with hyper-gig speeds. Meet Gagillionaire Terry. While his love of streaming horror movies has him constantly on the edge of his seat, his internet bill won't give him a scare.
Oh, don't go in there. I'm telling you.
Because since Terry upgraded to AT&T Fiber with hyper-gig speeds, he doesn't worry about data caps or equipment fees.
Come on, man. The door's open for a reason.
And best yet, he also doesn't stress about a price increase at 12 months, because with the amazing Gagillionaire lifestyle comes an exquisite sense of tranquility. Most of the time. Live like a Gagillionaire. Get straightforward pricing with AT&T Fiber. Internet that upgrades everything. No data caps, no equipment fees, and no price increase at 12 months.
Limited availability in select areas. Visit att.com/hypergig for details.
How's your mental health? I'm listening with Michael Phelps.
You know, I think for me in 2014, when I found myself in that dark place where I didn't want to be alive in those 4 days when I was in my room by myself, after sitting there and thinking about everything, I wanted to find a different way. I wanted to find a different answer. I was sick and tired of feeling how I felt, and that's why I started to seek help, and that's when I checked myself into a treatment center.
More at imlistening.org. Talk saves lives.
COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too. If you feel symptoms, even if they're mild, you should test fast. Test positive and at high risk for severe COVID-19? Then act fast with authorized oral treatments that can be taken at home and must be taken within 5 days from when symptoms begin. COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too by asking your healthcare provider if an oral treatment is right for you. Learn about a treatment option at treatcv19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
When people have a craving to explore new and traditional Asian cuisines, they head to P.F. Chang's, where scratch-made dishes come from the 2,000-year-old tradition of wok cooking. P.F. Chang's wanted to explore new possibilities for their website. They turned to AmericanEagle.com. AmericanEagle.com re-architected P.F. Chang's website, integrating multiple third-party systems to create a unified digital experience. The results? Improved page speed and performance, personalized content based on users' location, intuitive online ordering, an increase in organic search visibility, and a 40% increase in new users. For scratch-made Asian cuisine, visit your local P.F. Chang's or go to pfchangs.com for website design, development, digital marketing, and hosting that produce efficiency, revenue, and results. Visit AmericanEagle.com. P.F. Chang's and AmericanEagle.com. Another example of the best businesses in the world, turning to the best in the business for websites. Go to AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW1. That's 877-WEB-NOW1.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM at HD1 San Francisco. Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's time to wake up with a nice cup of morning roast.
Oh, yeah.
Featuring Bonte Hill and Joe Shasky.
Hey, well, I'm about that action, boss.
Take it out! This is the morning roast on 95.7 The Game.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. We made it to Thursday as the Niners get ready for the Denver Broncos. We all feel better. It's been a very emotional week. Trey Lance out for the season. Shanahan announced yesterday that he will not come back for the 2022 season. So that's cool. Niners or Broncos. It's a big game. After all this stuff, the Niners can improve to 2-1 going into a big-time matchup against the L.A. Rams on Monday Night Football. Going to be a lot of fun. So big game against their old nemesis, Russell Wilson, who is 17-4. All-time against the 49ers, 17-4. Can't let him improve to 18-4, can ya? So we're talking about Shanahan here. Can he be a leader? Man, we got some great McDaniel sound about that because we're going to compare and contrast. But I do want to get to the line, Chaske, as we say good morning to everybody out there getting off their graveyard shift. If you're on the Bay Bridge stuck in traffic, hopefully you're listening to us. Drive safely. Don't get any road rage. I know how it is on that toll plaza. Done it many, many times. It's a nightmare. Hopefully you get to work safely. Good morning to everybody out there. Let's get back to the call, Chaske. We got 3 Ds on the line. Durf, Dave, and David. Let's start with Durf in the city.
Triple D?
Triple D.
Diners, drives, and what is it? Dives, drive-ins?
You would know.
Guru?
Guy Fieri. Yeah.
Diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Thank you. I always mess that up.
Yeah. My guy Durf. Listen on the radio. What's up, Durf?
What's going on, man? You know I love the show. Bonte is good hearing you, Butch. Good things going on. Hey, I just want to talk about Kyle Shanahan real quick. We're giving him a hard time. You got to remember, his personnel was his best weapon. He's had, 4 or 5 coaches in the last 2 years that's been promoted to new jobs in different teams.
Yeah.
You got to remember, Mike LaFleur was a big hit. Mike Daniels, he was a big key. He's been with him since 2011. That was a big key to his offense. So we're expecting Kyle to just hop on board and be like, hey, you've been in the league for this long. You should have already got it together. He's lost some of his key personnel, man. It's going to take time for him to adjust by himself with these new people. And that's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? It's going to be a rocky road this year. We got Jimmy G. Hey, we got to rock with him. The Niners are going to be good this year. The defense is going to carry us all the way. Niners, baby. Denver, they ain't no problem. Monte is good hearing from you, dog. You guys keep it up.
Well, it's a very good point.
Nobody's brought that point up.
Well, you know why? It's because someone like McVay's lost a lot of people from his staff.
Right.
And in the first year of losing Brandon Staley, they won the Super Bowl.
I know.
But they had Raheem Morris.
They lost Zach Taylor.
That's what I'm saying. They've lost a lot of people off that staff, and he's done a really good job replenishing.
The McDaniel one, though, it feels like that could be the one that really impacts the way Shanahan calls
it took the 49ers
plays.
A couple of years when they lost Holmgren.
Yeah,
it took Shanahan, Mike Shanahan Sr., he was a head coach, and then he bounced around a little after the Raiders stint, and it took him a minute to find his footing.
But just looking at the modern-day Niners, just looking at this regime, we heard from Baldy the first time we talked to Baldy this football season. He goes, Mike McDaniel will be the loss. He's the guy who's looking at the spacing. He's creating the formations to try to get matchups. And you see him down in Miami. It's only 2 games. You're right about that. But they all talk about the spacing and the alignment, how they get Waddle open, how they get Tyreek Hill open, and how they're implementing River Craycraft for crying out loud, and Trent Sherfield is on that team.
I know.
It's the matchups. And so that could be, you could lose all these assistants, right? But it felt like when the Niners lost Mike Shanahan, when Seifert lost Mike Shanahan, that was it.
They never really recovered.
Mark Trestman, remember that guy?
Yeah, I do.
DeBartolo was ready to kill him.
Well, he fired him in the post-game presser in the locker room.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Eddie DeBartolo Jr. was cutthroat with that. But they never really recover from that. Mike Holmgren, he was great. And they started losing to the Green Bay Packers. But if they had Mike was able to elevate that offense and keep it humming. So certain guys lose certain coordinators, and you do not recover whatsoever.
So we made a lot of Shanahan in the aftermath of Sunday, aftermath of Monday.
One more point about this, real quick. Think about the Pittsburgh Steelers or Mike Tomlin. Has their offense been the same since they lost Ken Wisenhunt and Bruce Arians?
I mean, Haley was in and out, it felt like 10 times.
Exactly.
No, they haven't been the same.
So you lose certain guys, and just, to that point, like Andy Reid has had Eric Bieniemy there for a long time.
Let's look at Belichick. I mean, Belichick's one of the greatest of all time, and when he lost Josh McDaniels, he doesn't have a very big Rolodex because guys have been taken, Bill O'Brien, and all these guys off that offensive staff, and you look up and he's like, Matt Patricia, a defensive line coach his entire life, you're going to call plays.
Right.
And we're all like, you're crazy, right? Everybody's saying that, even people that don't know 1/100th of what Belichick knows in football.
Right.
So, you're right. I mean, it makes it more difficult. I was going to make a point on Shanahan in general. Did you look at him in the presser yesterday?
Dude, I said this yesterday. I've been stressed out about the 49ers. I don't think Shanahan has slept 6 hours this week. It doesn't look like it.
It felt like yesterday was the day for me, and maybe it's just the malaise of the middle of the week. It felt like yesterday was like the resonation of like, I lost this dude for the year. We've got a big uphill battle. We're going to go in with Jimmy. Not that it was like that he didn't already know those things. It just felt like I could see just the weight of everything on his face yesterday. And I felt a little bit of empathy for the guy because I'm sitting here going like, and then Eric Armstead's hurt. You know, it sounds like he's going to be okay for the game, but that still doesn't make me feel any better.
Right. And you already don't have Jimmy Ward, so we'll see about that.
He just looked like he was wearing it yesterday.
Yeah, no doubt.
And to your point about, you know, him and McDaniels and they're scheming everything up, how much more's on his shoulders now?
Big time. How much impact does Anthony Lynn have? I don't know. Chris Forster, his run game coordinator.
I don't know.
I don't know
how they divvy up the duties.
And we know
even when
Chris
McDaniel was here, I didn't really understand how they divvied up the duties.
I thought it was like, oh, he's an offensive coordinator by title. But now we see and we hear the way Baldy. I had never known that McDaniels. I thought McDaniels was overrated, to be honest with you. I thought he was. I was
quirky.
I was like, all right, this is all Shanahan.
Yeah.
But then you hear from a
LaFleur.
guy like Baldy, and you're like, damn, okay. He's cooking up these formations. He's studying in the film room. He's designing spaces for his speed guys. And then I know it's only 2 games. And really against the Patriots to score 13 points offensively. But Belichick's a great defensive coach. That Patriots defense, pretty damn good. They were snuffing the Steelers. Although I have my thoughts about Trubisky. 42 points against the Ravens.
There was like 7 takes.
You like that?
In
I
that
had to.
one
I had to.
little
You like
quick
that.
aside.
Nobody does it better.
Belichick,
Nobody
Mac
does it better.
Jones. The offense only scored 13.
Hey, nobody does it better.
I mean,
he scored 28 points against the Ravens in the fourth quarter.
Layers
That's
of
impressive.
takes within one 10-second clip.
That's how the pros do it, baby. That's how the pros do it.
I thought semi-automatic weapons were banned here in California.
Not out of my mouth. David Frisno. He's listening on the Transistor
What's
Radio.
up?
He's on the roast. What's up, Dave?
Good morning. Good morning, fellas. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, I heard you guys talking about Kyle. So let me call my boys.
Thank you.
So I was just going to make a point that it's if you step back and look at it, Kyle and Jimmy, they're very similar. Like they're a good match because they're both big teasers. Where they're going to win games, they're going to get you to the Super Bowl or to the playoffs, but for some reason they just can't get you over the hump. We got a great defense this year. Nick Bosa is playing with his hair on fire. I think he's second in defense play of the year odds at the moment. I know it's only been 2 games, but Kyle and Jimmy, they're going to have to hold their end of the bargain if this team wants to win the Super Bowl. I'm just going to give you this little stat. Since Jimmy's been here, in the playoffs, he has 0 TDs. I'm not saying that's all him or Shane. I don't know who to blame.
Wait, 0 passing touchdowns?
In the fourth quarter.
0 in the fourth quarter.
Okay,
In the fourth
I was
quarter.
going to say, yeah, all right.
In the fourth quarter. So I think my biggest issue with Shanahan, I'm not saying fire him. To me, my biggest issue so far, if we're going to nitpick, is the adjustments. For some reason, the second half, we just stalled.
That's
like you brought up the point against the Cowboys. We were up 23-7, and it just nothing. Nothing clicked after that. So I don't know.
Well, here's what I would say about Kyle in that game. They had Ayuk open 2 times over the not even over the top on 15 to 20 yard
corner route.
Yes, and
That play
Jimmy
would've gone
just
for 4.
airmailed them multiple times. We made such a big deal about Trey missing Croft in that game. That one throw, Jimmy missed so many of those. He threw 2 into the teeth of the defense, and then threw into no man's land for a pick 6, essentially.
No doubt. Hey,
And I'm not trying to blame it all on Jimmy. He was hurt. He got hurt in that game. But I'm saying, Kyle had guys open in that game.
Give me 20 seconds.
Okay.
Dave into Brentwood, hang on tight.
So you're saying he said that Jimmy and Kyle are very comparable
no
in
doubt.
terms of good, not great.
I just want to move away from that for just randomly. This is just so we're talking about Brett Favre earlier, right?
Okay.
Brett Favre and stealing welfare money from he's basically stealing from the poor. Damian Woody's on our screen right now on First Take.
Okay.
He's on our screen, ESPN.
Uh-huh.
He just tweeted out 23 minutes ago, anyways, where's that Favre energy at? You're literally on First Take. Bring the Favre energy, Damian Woody. Don't tweet about it. Talk about it. You're literally on TV on ESPN. Come on, Damian Woody. I like ya. Literally tweeted at 7:50 a.m. Where's that Favre energy at? You're on TV. You tell us. Where's the energy at? Right now, you're talking about the Panthers and the freaking New York Giants.
Should we rename the quarterback sneak the Brett Favre theft?
Oh, man. No, I don't want anything named Brett Favre. It's good. That's good. But I don't want anything named Brett Favre. I just saw it come across my timeline. And I'm listening to everybody. You're talking about the Eagles, Cowboys, or Giants. Bring up Brett Favre. You're next to Stephen A. Smith and Molly Coyle. Say it with your chest. Don't tweet about it. Wow, that's just so bad. All right,
1990s me is so happy Brett Favre is like such an awful human being.
Bad.
Not really. I mean, I don't wish that the state of Mississippi is getting robbed by Brett Favre, but it's like, dude, what a jerk. He's just a jerk.
David? What are you doing, David? David and Brittwood, listening via the Odyssey app. I had to get that off. David and Brittwood, Odyssey app. What's happening? You're on the roast.
Hey, good morning, guys. Have you ever had one of those bosses? You know, I think we all have those bosses that they approach you only when you're doing something bad.
Oh, yeah.
You never do.
Negative
you never know
Nancy's.
if you're doing a good job or not. Kyle Shanahan always has a sour look to his face. He reminds me a lot of George Seifert. You never knew whether the team was doing good, bad, winning, losing. He always had the same face. I think a lot of times he kind of gets on his own way, not only because he doesn't encourage his players. They don't know. Jimmy doesn't even know what he's doing good or what he's doing bad because he never tells him. Okay? Jimmy can only read what's on the newspapers. So in the newspapers and based on the fan reactions, he stinks. But if you look back at the way the Kyle Shanahan lost the Falcons Super Bowl, the Niners Super Bowl.
Shanahan didn't lose that Super Bowl, David. He didn't lose that Super Bowl. And they built a 28-3 lead. How about the head coach / defensive coordinator get some blame for that? How does he get to just skate free from losing that Super Bowl?
My favorite is when Dallas Cowboy fans, because he's the current defensive coordinator for the Cowboys, they'll be like, you know what? If it goes awry with McCarthy, we'll go straight to Dan Quinn. Good luck with that.
Good luck with that. Literally had a 28-3 lead against Belichick and Brady. And the defense blew it. And we want to blame Shanahan? I'm not blaming Shanahan
on the
for
perfectionist thing. Let me just, again, I hate using the Walsh comparison on anything, but Walsh's mantra, and there's videos of him saying this at practice, every day we're going to strive for perfection, knowing we'll never attain it, but along the way we'll achieve greatness. That was Bill Walsh's mantra. Now, all the players that worked for Bill Walsh when he was the coach said, Bill, you're such a jerk. How come when I got traded or I got cut or I retired, you were nicer to me? And he would say, because I needed to be who I needed to be in the professional element. Otherwise, I couldn't survive.
Yeah, no doubt.
Right? And Bill's not perfect. He made a lot of mistakes. Yeah. So I do believe that Shanahan, like Belichick, there are certain personality types. Parcells was this way. Big time jerks and perfectionists, but that's how it works for them. And look, the results kind of speak for themselves. They've been a good team under Shanahan.
No, they have. I mean, for 2 of the years out of 5, they've been a really good team.
Now, is there a time and a place to celebrate? Of course. So, like, our boss is a good example because he was asking about perfections. I love our boss, Matt Nahigian, but I call him Nitpick Nahigian for a reason because he's got to nitpick everything.
Crickets.
I hope he was listening.
I love him. He's the best boss ever.
I'm not.
Look at Sam with the obligatory laugh in the background.
They did call him micromanager Matt for a reason.
Oh, is that what
it was? Our program director.
Shasky, shut up and let's hit the break.
I already know. Hey, Bonte, 12 minutes on the Giants, really? I don't care about the Giant. You talk Giants, I turn to my radio, I turn the volume down. Bye-bye. I'm out. He once did that to me. I'm not going to say which team, but he goes, if I hear that word again, he turned around, literally, turned his radio down. I'll turn my radio down, unbuttoned his sleeves, and it went like, clapped his hands. I'm out. Bye-bye. You lost me, and I'm never coming back. I was like, damn. I won't mention that team ever again.
It's a tune-out.
It's a tune-out. It's tune out.
DSL, time spent listening.
What are we going to get? Honest to God, we are getting Jimmy G versus Russell Wilson. Jimmy G's the only guy, I feel like, in the Niner era who's been able to beat Russell Wilson.
Well, we were talking about
I can't believe we're getting this matchup Sunday.
Week 18.
I can't believe this.
It's one of his greatest performances ever.
I can't believe this.
18-22, 285, 2 touchdowns. Jimmy was great in that game. We didn't give him credit for that one. Here's Juszczyk. He was asked by...
On Damon and Ratto.
Damon and Ratto. I was getting there. I was going to say, asked by Ray Rattle, but I'm Damon and Rattle.
Talking about time spent listening. I spent time listening to that interview. It was excellent. You can find it on the YouTube page.
Here's Jimmy. Here's Juszczyk on if Jimmy could audible at the line of scrimmage.
I don't think we're going to see that. Part of me would love to see him, just have that little bit of vengeance in his eye and, out there just kind of trying to stick it to people, because I think a little bit of that will bring a good nastiness, a tenacity to him, which I'm sure deep down there's a little bit. But at the end of the day, Jimmy knows how to play the quarterback position here, and I'm sure he's going to keep it between the lines and do what Kyle tells him.
Would you like to just see that for one play, though, where the play comes in and he turns to the sideline, flips Shanahan the bird, and then jacks one up?
As long as that play is me on a go route, then yes, I'm 100% in.
Kyle Juszczyk, everybody's favorite fullback until last Sunday. He was on with David Arado yesterday.
He does love him some Jimmy G.
He does.
It's so obvious.
He does.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. That's his boy.
It's like Sam Lublin loving me.
Jimmy. Yeah, he does.
Jimmy.
He does.
That is literally what's going through his head when Jimmy's taking a snap. Give me that one more time, Steiny.
Jimmy.
Oh, man.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Isn't that odd that Jimmy, however, was he 6 years in with Shanahan? He can't even audible at the line?
That's
not Jimmy's fault. I'm saying, like, Shanahan. Like,
why?
Give the guy a little bit of trust.
Why? And it's why.
Do not change the play call.
It's why everybody points to Jimmy on why they lose games, which is not fair. Jimmy didn't lose that NFC Championship game. We knew who Jimmy was. Nobody played Shanahan.
Everybody's saying that, like, Juszczyk says there, I'd like him to audible and throw the ball to me. And everyone's like, well, he did, and that was the Tennessee game, and he airmailed you by 20 yards. The YouTube chat is wild.
Dude, literally, he did overthrow him. But
that happens.
But here's the thing with Jimmy.
Everyone overthrows everyone.
I'm not going to lie to you. I wanted Trey. I thought Trey was a better quarterback, whatever. I'm rooting so hard for Jimmy Garoppolo to stick it at everybody, including myself. I would gladly wear for Jimmy Garoppolo to go out there and ball out, because he's taking the brunt of all the blame and all the mishaps that's happened with the 49ers ever since they lost the Super Bowl. Everybody pointed their finger at number 10. And I've been pointing at Shanahan the whole time. What about his play calling? What about his decision making? What about Shanahan? He's a great head coach, blah, 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 blah. Okay, fine. NFC Championship game. I went to the Dallas game where I'm like, Shanahan, what are you calling? Can we throw the ball once on third down, please? Go for it, Shanahan. The NFC Championship game, we're literally screaming, go for it. Shanahan's been skying.
When they ran the same exact play with a hobbled Trent Williams coming across the line, I was like, we all see this coming. The same play, and it got stuffed. And Trent Williams
wasn't it Juszczyk who carried the ball?
And Trent Williams couldn't even move. I was watching him the whole game. I'm like, the guy can't move. He barely walked off the field in Green Bay.
You know what we call that? It's arrogance.
Well,
and sometimes you got to have that as an offensive play caller. You got to have some arrogance, and I'm not mad at that. But the arrogance to run Trent Williams on one day, he wasn't even going to play that game.
How about giving them? And I know Debo was tired. How giving it Debo?
Go off script, man. Go off script. I want to see Jimmy just let it fly. Let it fly.
I don't buy, and I'm not saying that you're saying this, but I do see a lot of 49er fans like, Kyle has to have all the credit. And this. I don't buy that. I think coaches just want to win. It doesn't matter. If that's the point, like, I got to have all the credit, that he would not have survived and been around the game this long to be able to get to this point in his career, to be so egomaniac driven that he has to have all the credit. I just don't believe that.
Other teams,
I do not believe that.
You're talking about the run game. Here's what Juszczyk had to say about their run game and how everybody's trying to mimic the 49ers run game.
I think every team I've watched now has ran, we call it a spirit Zorro, where, we have somebody, usually myself, going in a jet sweep motion and double teaming with the tight end on the edge. I think I've seen just about every team in the league run that this year, and I like to think that we started it a couple years back. So yeah, there's definitely a copycat league, and people are going to use what's been successful for other teams.
It's Kyle Juszczyk on Damon and Rattle.
Look at using the fullback in that mode. Yes, it might be new, and other teams are doing it. That's also because Kyle's guys are all around the league.
Right.
Hines Ward and Larry Fitzgerald helped double trap with a tight end for years. I watched for years Hines Ward come across that line and blast somebody, and Larry Fitzgerald blast somebody.
Antoine Randall ran that play
So that is nothing new.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
that's
Antoine
like
Randall
music
right
that
now,
we talk about now. Like
Right.
someone takes a couple of beats from somebody and then like makes it into their own song. Like that's everyone's stealing from somebody at some level, and we're just adding layers to it.
You even steal from people on Sports Talk Radio.
Yeah, but I make it my own.
Yeah, exactly. Colin Cowherd.
No, I do not. I had to hit unsubscribe.
About time.
I did.
About time.
It felt very personal with him and Trey.
About time.
It honestly, it really jumped the shark.
For years, you were driving me crazy about Cowherd. I was like, this guy's
So if you're not paying attention, Colin Cowherd has been going like way over the top on criticizing Trey Lance, and at some level, Colin, seek help. I get it. You're trying to do this for the money, and you've got this big conglomerate you're trying to build, and you got 10,000 people, that you've added onto your podcast stream, buddy.
It's sad.
Buddy, this is a 22-year-old kid. Take a look in the mirror, reevaluate your life, take a deep breath.
All right, we're going to talk to Kyle Posey in a few minutes here. Kyle Posey, producer for Niners Nation at NinersNation.com. In his bio, he says it's Twitter. It's not that serious. Marathon forever. Kyle Posey, I never talked to him. Have you ever talked to Kyle Posey?
Yeah, I saw him at practice a couple times.
How is he?
A really nice guy.
I'm
Knows his
looking
stuff.
forward
He's
to it.
very locked in. Like me, he kind of stands by himself. You know what I mean? And he's just watching, and he's got his little notes. And, he's very attentive, and he knows his stuff. Very good.
Okay. The sound, Damon Bruce. Oh, look at Damon Bruce. Good to know that David Bruce is getting up at 8:30 in the morning. David Bruce, actually, the sound with Juice Check. Excuse me, I almost blew all that. That sound was Juice reacted to me asking, will we see Evil Jimmy? Not, is he allowed to audible? Will we see Evil Jimmy? So I guess Evil Jimmy would audible or call a different play or to say, you know what, Shanahan, screw you. I'm calling this play, and I'm going to chuck it deep. Evil Jimmy. We need to see. I've been saying this, though. And part of the reason why Jimmy's back is because he is a nice guy.
Do you watch Westworld?
No, hold on. Let me finish my point before I forget.
Okay.
Part of the reason why I get so mad at Jimmy is I'm saying you're too damn nice. One time I just want him to tell Shanahan, screw you, dude.
Yeah.
Screw you. Show some respect. Show some respect. I'm the quarterback of this team.
In Westworld, the cowboy wearing the white hat is the hero, right? And then the cowboy wearing the black hat's the bad guy. So you want to see the black cowboy hatted Jimmy Garoppolo. Yeah. And I know, why has it got to be white and black? I know you're going to say that, but I'm just telling you what Laura said.
I never watched Westworld. No, I'm just seriously. Jimmy, tell Shanahan to screw yourself
Embrace
sometimes.
the dark side?
Yes,
Should I go
be
Star
evil.
Wars?
Be evil. Well, I think Star Wars is for geeks.
Andor?
Star Wars for geeks. Star Wars for
Jabba
geeks.
the Hutt?
Got 40-year-old adults out here dressing up in Star Wars uniforms going to see the same damn movie that's been out for 40 years. No, same damn movie, same damn plot.
Andor just came out. It's a 3-episode premiere.
Oh.
It's fantastic. Diego Luna, excellent actor.
Who's that?
He's an excellent actor.
Oh.
Excellent. I think he was in Narcos Mexico.
He was.
Yes. He's excellent in that.
That guy is
He's
good.
really
He is
good.
Now, I watch Narcos,
He's
so I won't
really
watch
good.
Star Wars. I won't do that.
Well,
Narcos is for drug nerds. So.
Yes, I am a drug nerd.
Big nerd over here.
I am a big drug nerd. Yeah. Love gangster. I'm a gangster nerd.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
That's the thing. Star Wars, you guys all dressing up to go see Star Wars and line up 10 hours to go see the damn. You guys got problems. Kyle Posey coming up. That's
better than Lord of the Rings.
I agree with that. On deck, small business loans.
Brought to you by On Deck Small Business Loans.
When you own a small business, sometimes you need funds fast. So go to OnDeck.com, America's largest online small business lender. OnDeck makes it easy to apply in minutes. Apply for your loan today at OnDeck.com.
This Sunday night, Jimmy G and the 49ers face off against an old rival, Russell Wilson.
Broncos country, let's rock.
Jimmy Garoppolo off the bench, couple of touchdowns.
This is the Bay Area's sports station.
And their first win since the end of the 2019 season against Seattle.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, baby.
Hey, Becky, what about this beat for your next song?
It's cool, but I'm into faster stuff lately. Like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
Got it. What about this then?
It sounds powerful, just like Xfinity. Because its supersonic Wi-Fi has 3 times the bandwidth, you can connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's what I call power.
Unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Made to do anything so you can do anything.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box. All for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to Xfinity.com/gig, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New Gigabit Extra internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes wireless usage. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity Gateway.
Do you think all premium fuels are the same? Well, your engine doesn't. Shell V-Power Nitro Plus helps keep your engine running like new because it's engineered to defend against 4 main engine threats: gunk, wear, corrosion, and friction. So next time, choose Shell's most advanced fuel ever. It's fuel for thought. In engines that continuously use Shell V-Power Nitro Plus premium gasoline.
Everything, our farm, our stand, our pop-up shop, it really all started when we discovered the benefits of local, raw honey for our family.
And then we decided to turn it into a business.
We were looking for something to help us get up and running.
So we got the Chase Business Complete Banking Account.
It's more than a bank account. It comes with Quick Accept, which lets us take card payments anytime, anywhere in the U.S. using the Chase mobile app. Plus, we get same-day deposits at no extra cost. For us, it's more than honey. It's about sharing a little sweetness with the world.
Get the Chase Business Complete Banking Account with the essentials you need to help get your business going. Learn more at chase.com/business-complete-banking. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Quick Accept is not available in U.S. territories. Enrollment required. Usage subject to approval. Same-day deposits available for payments before 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Sunday to Friday. Fees and rates apply for checking and processing. Limitations and restrictions apply. Participants compensated. Merchant services provided by Payment Tech LLC and WePay Inc. Subsidiaries of J.P. Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC.
Are you looking for a rewarding new career? Join the United States Postal Service and apply for roles nationwide. Serve your community with pride and receive benefits including competitive pay and opportunities for advancement. Whether you are looking for full-time, part-time, or seasonal positions, we have options that may be perfect for you. The United States Postal Service is an equal opportunity employer. Apply now at USPS.com/careers.
Kirby is your driveway mechanic. They bring the shop to you with brake replacements, oil changes, washes, and so much more. Get $50 off your first oil change with code OIL50 at Kirby.com. That's CURBEE.com and use code OIL50.
This is your time to cash in at Cache Creek Casino Resort. To rock and to roll. Over the hills and bluffs. Go all out or go all in. With 4 stars and rising stars, now we do more than ever, so you can do as much or as little as you want. It's your time to cash in at Cache Creek Casino Resort.
I got Park Hill and West Valley covered on Tuesday.
At Marita's Pool Service, the current staffing plan doesn't hold water.
3 more neighborhood pools on the same day.
She needs more pool technicians to dive into work head first.
That's awesome, but now we're shorthanded.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Starting trouble. No one likes that. We'll get you set up for some stronger starts. You might just need a fresh charge, and we'll take care of that free of charge.
But if it is time for a new battery, we've got replacement batteries that'll fit your needs, starting at just $69.99.
You can learn more about our battery selection at AutoZone.com. That's what makes us America's #1 battery destination.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the NPD Group 2021.
In San Francisco today, morning showers, otherwise sunny, highs in the mid-60s.
Brought to you by Ashley Furniture. Your neighborhood Ashley store has all the styles, selection, and value you'll need to invite fall in this season. Find furniture you'll love by shopping locally or visit Ashley.com today.
Score big with Xfinity Internet. It's made to do anything, so you can do anything. Supercharge your home with the game-changing speed of supersonic Wi-Fi. With 3 times more bandwidth, it covers the field and then some. And blocks billions of threats with advanced security that helps keep you protected at home and on the go. If you're keeping score, that's internet that does it all. That's unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas.
Kevin Hart's Reality Check Tour is coming to Chase Center on October 1st. And 95.7 The Game has your tickets. Listen to Willard and Debs all this week around 10:30 for your chance to win.
Now, back to the morning roast with Bonte and Shasky.
I'm not going to repeat what Joe Spinoni, our technical producer, just said in my ear. Not going to do it. Not going to do it.
Baby, I love you. The voicemail at the beginning.
I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. No.
Where do you put The Chronic 2001?
Top 10 album all time.
All time?
All time.
Hip-hop?
Hip-hop, all time. It was great.
I think it's better than The Chronic, though. The Chronic is probably more
influential.
Yeah, and an evolutionary step.
Yep.
But like this also was another evolutionary step. I have The Chronic 2001 slightly higher.
Yeah.
Top to bottom. And I almost feel sacrilegious saying that out loud.
No, it's not. It's 2001. This album's great. Absolutely great. We'll get back to the lines in just a second. Dre and Lamar, hang on tight. And the rest of you on hold. 888-957-9570. We'll pivot to Russell Wilson and the Broncos in just a second. Let's talk to Kyle Posey, producer for Niners Nation at NinersNation.com. Kyle, I have not met you before, but I hear great things about you. So let's break down some football. Welcome to the roast. And what is that, a dog? Who's barking back there?
I'm actually at a coffee shop right now.
He's got the dog in him.
My morning is as hectic as the 49ers week has been.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. It's been a hectic week at all. We know Trey Lance is out for the season with a broken ankle. Jimmy Garoppolo's back as quarterback for the 49ers, which is wild to all of us there. What do you make of Shanahan after this week, man? He's been beaten up by a lot of us, including yours truly. What are your impressions of Shanahan? What's your thoughts about Shanahan and the way he used Trey Lance?
Yeah, I mean, on the one hand, you draft a 225 quarterback who can run a 4.5, and he's probably going to be bigger than a lot of people tackling him. So I don't really fault him for running Trey Lance. At the same time, and I feel like in this situation, especially in the social media age where everybody has to take on everything, everything has to be like one or the other, right? We can't have nuance. We're not allowed to have nuanced takes, but you don't have to over-pound Trey Lance up the middle over and over and over. At the same time, his injury was a freak injury. Like, there wasn't anybody that got a good shot on him. It looked like his leg just kind of gave out, and that's just kind of how the sport works, as terrible as it is. So there are a bunch of different ways that you can take what happened, but I wouldn't really fault Shanahan.
No, I don't think it's fault. And like everyone's like, blame. My bigger takeaway, he's just getting hit too much. Like he was getting hit too much, whether it be in the pocket, running, like whatever. He's getting hit too much. And younger players don't know how to get down. There's an element of that as well. But I will say the same thing whether Jimmy Garoppolo's the quarterback. You cannot be on pace to have your quarterback hit 20-something times a game and expect him to stand upright. And so now I'm looking at the team with Jimmy Garoppolo, and I'm saying, how can they achieve this? How can they keep this guy upright and make the most out of the offense? What do you think the best plan for attack is against Denver?
Yeah, I think that's a terrifying thing too. Like we're assuming that Jimmy G is going to stay healthy, and we have a history that that's not the case. So, how they attack Denver? Denver looks out of sorts, and I feel like they're going to Mile High, and it's going to be a tough road game. But from everything that we've seen from Denver for the first 2 weeks, you would think that the 49ers would be able to have success. I don't know that they can stop the run, which is a terrifying aspect when you're facing a Kyle Shanahan offense. Also don't know that they'll be able to hold up in the secondary. So Patrick Surtain, great corner, one of the best corners already in the NFL. He's banged up. We don't know if he'll play. Justin Simmons, who ESPN, they said he was the best, if not one of the best safeties in the game. He's not going to play. So down perhaps two of their best, certainly one of their best, though. That means what? K'Wan Williams? That's left, and we know him. And his biggest issue was turning and running. So I think the 49ers' speed will have a big impact in this game offensively.
Kyle Posey, producer for Niners Nation at NinersNation.com, here on the Morning Roast on 95.7 The Game, breaking down some Broncos and Niners. They still have Russell Wilson, though. What are your thoughts on Russell Wilson through the first 2 weeks? He's 17-4 against the Niners all time. We saw what happened against Seattle week 1. We saw them struggle against the Texans. Although the Texans, I believe, play hard. They don't get a lot of credit for that. They win 16-9. What's your impression so far of Nathaniel Hackett and Russell Wilson?
Yeah, that's the worst part about football. Like, we're not allowed to give credit when people play well, when players play well, when coaches play well. And to me, like, the Texans deserve a lot of credit for how they played the Broncos. As far as Russell Wilson goes, I know that, a lot of 49ers fans have ingrained that he is a superhero because of a few plays he's made over the course of a decade, right? I don't think that he's been playing very well the last couple of seasons. So how he's playing to start the season isn't very surprising. He has some terrible tendencies in the pocket. We love to make short jokes about him, and when I say we, I mean me. And when he has a clean pocket, he does not stand in the pocket, and that's just great news for the 49ers. If they know they can get him out of the pocket, bad things happen. Like, he does not play within the structure of the offense. I think that bodes very well for the 49ers. Mm-hmm. Something is off there. There's no doubt about it. I mean, Denver has a new head coach, new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator, and it looks like that through the first 2 weeks of the season. But they're out of sorts, and I'm not so sure that this defense, one of the best, if not the best in the NFL, is the one that you want to go against in week 3.
Yeah, real quick on the Russell Wilson thing, because I find it interesting. I said to Bonte almost 2 years ago, he's getting hit way more than he ever has. And I feel like, obviously, he wants to stay, quote-unquote, in the pocket, but he has such a hard time, and Kyler's addressed this, seeing over the lineman. He almost has to back up more and move the pocket left and right, which creates less structure and more backyard stuff, and yet he's still getting hit. Like, he's a great player. I'm not taking anything away from him. But the same thing I was saying about Trey and Jimmy G, I feel like I could say about Russ. He's taking too many shots.
Oh, that height thing is a very real issue. Like, think about it. All they do is go shotgun. Why? Because he can't make the check from under center. Why? Because he can't see over the line of scrimmage. That matters. Height does matter at quarterback. I think it does hurt them a lot. We've seen screenshots over this week of him missing wide open receivers over the middle of the field. I wonder why that is. I think D'Amico Ryans matches up very well against this Broncos offense. I think it helps now that they have a capable corner on the outside in Mooney Ward.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Kyle Posey here on the Morning Roast. Good stuff, my man. We'll do it again soon.
Thanks, Kyle.
Thanks, guys.
All right, anytime. Kyle Posey, producer at Niners Nation, NinersNation.com. They do a lot of good things over there.
Russell Wilson, as we talk about him, one of the things that, like, Jimmy's not the biggest guy, right? And that's where I always worried about him maintaining in the pocket. Not that size automatically equals that you'll be healthy. That there's, like, you can find the outliers. Drew Brees, for the most part, stayed pretty healthy for 20 years. He's not the biggest guy in the world. But I will give Drew Brees this. Within the structure of Sean Payton's offense, boom, 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 rhythmic, accurate, downfield. And even he had a tough time seeing over the pocket, seeing over the offensive lineman. I heard Kyler bring this up. I heard Tua bring this up. And they were very blunt about it. Tua's like, I can't see over some of the linemen.
So if I don't see you, I'm not throwing it to you.
Exactly. And the one thing,
is wild.
Russ is outstanding. I'm not trying to dismiss him, but I think one thing that I noticed with the all 22 people that watch back the film, and they all say, Greg Cosell has been saying this for years, structure, within the structure of the offense. He almost wants an erratic style of play at all times. Now, he'll get rid of it quickly if he needs to and that guy's wide open. But, like, that frenetic pace plays into his hands. And that's the area that worries me the most because these scrambling quarterbacks have given the 49ers trouble throughout the entirety of the wide nine era, which is their defensive front. They have struggled to slow down the pocket, the quarterbacks when the pocket breaks down.
I want to get to something because I am with you there. Here's the deal with Denver, though. When you have a new quarterback, a new head coach, and the quarterback's trying to build a rapport with the receivers, I don't really care about preseason, but Denver didn't play Russell Wilson one time in the preseason. A lot of their guys didn't go. Mm-hmm. It almost feels like that team and the Denver Broncos needed a few possessions just to take off one or two possessions in the preseason. I get it why you don't play them. I don't care about the preseason. I think scrimmages are more important. Or you could get a lot more work out of scrimmages against another team. But not playing in the preseason, I think, is hurting the Broncos early on. You see their goal line offense. They can't score the goal line. Now, give Seattle credit. They got good goal line defense. We saw that this past Sunday against the 49ers at Levi Stadium. But not scoring at the goal line twice against the Seattle Seahawks. Not being ready for clock management situations like they were at the end of the game where they forced Brad McManus to attempt a 64-yard field goal, which is absurd, against Seattle in the open side of the stadium. They needed a little preseason in Denver because you could tell there's just something off there. New head coach, new quarterback. Wide receivers don't know this quarterback. You lost Noah Fant. They could have used a little work in the expedition season.
Pat McAfee, who's going to be just an absolute star on College Game Day, was talking to different people from Denver, and there's already murmurs of them, the fan base, wanting Hackett out already.
They were booing.
All right.
Against the Texans. First game of the season at home, they were booing the Broncos off the field.
As dire as it feels here in San Francisco, I know a lot of people are, at the throat of Shanahan right now. Who needs a win more, Hackett or Shanahan? Forget the quarterbacks.
Man, Hackett may need one a little bit more.
I feel like Shanahan, for his psyche, needs one bad.
I mean, it's the NFL.
Not that it's and let me paraphrase this because I don't or clarify. Shanahan's job's not in jeopardy.
No,
I'm saying for his psyche and Hackett's psyche.
Hackett could be one and done.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because Sean Payton is lurking. And Sean Payton was on some podcast yesterday talking about, if the right situation comes up.
No, when the right situation comes up.
Yeah,
Who are you kidding?
Yeah, well, I'm just using his words.
Yeah.
We know he's going to jump at a job. And Denver could be an opening. There could be an opening in Denver, Colorado. You don't think Sean Payton would like to coach Russell Wilson?
20 mil a year? What did McVay just get? Close 15? To 20?
Did he get close to 20?
Yeah, well, they were offering him the TV money.
Damn.
I might retire.
Yeah, right. I told you he wasn't going to
You were so right about that.
Russell Wilson. Here's what Shanahan had to say.
I told you
Russell Wilson, 17-4 against the Niners all time. Here's what Shanahan had to say about what he's seen from Russell Wilson so far the first 2 weeks of the season.
He still looks like Russ, that he can make a lot of plays at any time. They had a lot of opportunities and they just came up short. The times they did score were always with big plays that Russ made. He made a go route that got him to the 2-yard line, a PI that got him to the 2. They made a big go on third down. He made the fade throw to the tight end from like the 22-yard line. I mean, Russ makes plays, and you can't fall asleep on him. No matter how much you hold him down or you hold their offense down, whether it's Seattle or whether it's Denver, Russ can change that game at any time.
You can't change the game at any time. I favor the Niners, but the spread in Vegas, it's like a pick 'em. Niners are favored by 1. I've seen the Niners be underdogs by 2.5. Like, this is a pick 'em game.
Joe Fortenbaugh on line 2.
Yeah, Fortenbaugh Friday and Damon Bruce.
Who's he picking?
Navarro. Don't know. I was tweeting with Fortenbaugh. We actually text on the side.
Oh, what was going on?
It was just, we were going at it about running quarterbacks and this and that. I was like, we didn't try Trey Lance to turn him into Taysom Hill.
Let me guess. Eagle fan was like, run.
Yeah, of course. But somebody was trying to go at it with us, and Fortenbaugh was being nice, and the guy was like, well, I followed your picks last week, and I'm broke now.
Whoa.
I was like, come on, man. Because Fortenbaugh, who did he pick? He picked the Bengals over the Cowboys, and I think he took the Browns or something. I took the Browns in the survival pool. Gambling's hard.
Should we bring Genie of the Lamp back?
I don't know.
Picking against, random mystery guests?
Yeah, I mean, basically the same guest.
You know what, though? But that's kind of, I feel like we're now taking the Willard and Dibbs thing because they do a lot of betting and gambling on their show. So maybe we should just back off.
I'm not spread formation, lock in.
Oh, boy.
Who's winning
we pick
that?
every game against the spread. Willard and Dibbs, Kyle, myself.
Okay.
Dibbs and Mark. And Dibbs is leading by 2 games, I think, right now, currently.
Wow.
Had a good week last week.
Never wins.
9-7 last week for your boy. Had a rough week 1.
What are the consequences? Because Matt and Hegan, our program director, is all about consequences at the end.
Yeah.
What are the consequences if you win or lose?
So if we lose, we have to set up a end-of-the-year football party for fans to attend. We have to do all, find the venue, do all that.
Wait, so the person who's the dead last person?
Yes.
Who's in last right now?
Kyle, I think.
Ooh. Boy. That party may be throwing on Battery Street. Good luck getting him to plan the shit, Dick.
We're going to go to the old ship.
It's hard enough fucking guest. I'm kidding, Kyle. I'm kidding. I love you, Kyle.
That's
I don't talk
mean.
about... Shasky, what do I always say?
Look at it.
If I don't take shots at you, that means I don't love you.
Okay.
All right?
The Niners
if I take shots at you, I love you.
Did you just work out for the Niners in secondary? Because you are backpedaling. Back.
You must love Farhan then with the amount of shots you take at him.
Well,
speaking of shots, how about the Giants get their pitching development guy to take his?
Oh, my God.
I mean, geez Louise.
I can't.
That is just... The Giants had the audacity to put Vax up on their field, and the head of their own pitching department decided, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to work remote. The story writes
itself. The 2022 Giants, man. Somebody needs to write that book. John Shea, you need help? Let's make some money. Come on. You and I write the book. Come on, Shasky. We can make Green Apple books. Everybody's got a book now. Everybody's writing books.
Who's buying books?
Somebody is. Come on. You and I should write the story of the 2022 Giants.
What would it be called? Kerplunk.
There's a lot of things popping up in my head that are not appropriate.
The anchor.
The anchor. Dumpster fire. 2022 Giants. Game off. Hashtag game off.
What about
steal it from the 510?
The story of the 2022 49ers is being written right now.
Yeah,
I feel like there has been, 2, 3, 4 years of drama in like a week and a half.
I don't know if I'm going to make it to October watching this football team. I'm literally exhausted from the 49ers in the first 2 weeks, and I guess that's just NFL football.
It is.
Maybe.
But it's also what's happened.
It's just what happened, and the fact is, Sunday Night Football, whatever they call that stadium in Denver now, it used to be called Invesco Field. I don't even know what it's called now. Maybe I should look that up. Jimmy Garoppolo's running out the tunnel as the starting quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers. Something I just did not see happening in 2022. The fact that he restructured the deal, did the IG Live from the hot tub, like, what is going on here? What is going on? Now you got conflicting reports. The Kyle want it back. The Kyle think he can work it out. Oh, maybe it was a Lynch decision. Nobody knows nothing. Nobody knows nothing. That's all I've learned about the 49ers so far.
The one stat I didn't see coming, did you see who has the quickest release in the NFL this year?
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Tom Brady, then Jimmy G.
Oh, my God. Oh, man. What do we expect from Jimmy?
I have no clue.
What should the expectations be? Dre and Lamar, he's listening via the Odyssey app.
In the words of Steiny, both make great points.
Or Tim Roy, boy, that's a great question.
I don't have a strong opinion.
See, you guys are cold, man.
You got to just mix that in every now and then. I'm with Steiny. This is why Steiny's a man of nuance.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Well, that's my new
15 years ago today that was dropped.
Exactly. Mike Gundy, baby. Mike Gundy. Is that one of the all-time rants? First, let's get to Dre Lamore before he puts us in the headlock, because dude has pipes. Talk about guns.
Yeah.
Gun show.
I heard he's going to test positive. Come on, Dre. What up?
Come on. Why would you do that to Dre?
I'm teasing.
Man?
He knows I love him. He's yacked up.
Hey, Butch, Bonte, I hope you had a great time in Europe, man.
Thank you, brother.
You had a really great time.
Thank you.
Triple the lifetime. Hey, Jimmy's in charge again, so we know what's going on. The Niners D is going to have to carry the season. Hey, and I heard what you said on Monday, and I am in total agreement. I can't believe all the fans that come out. I'm a Niner fan. Jimmy's playing, I'm going to go for Jimmy.
Of course.
Yeah.
If it's Trey, I'm going to go for Trey. Trey gets hurt, and everybody's popping out, yay, Jimmy's in. Like, hey, man, our quarterback just got hurt. You guys are celebrating Jimmy?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Pretty lame.
You're a Niner fan.
Pretty lame.
Every player we love. It's ridiculous. But anyways, guys, we know Jimmy's got a noodle arm. I hope that shoulder surgery put some zip on it and just get your head together. You think the kid had to get his head together? Jimmy needs to get his head together. Help carry that defense this year, Jimmy.
All right, Trey. Boy, I'm scared for money. I get scared. The night of, Sunday nights, I go to bed, I'm just like, oh, God, I don't know what's going to happen on the roast on Monday.
Can we promise something?
I may break the promise.
All right. I'm making a promise to you. It's going to come, and it came in the game the other day. The Jimmy O no throw's coming.
There's 3 to 5 coming.
But I don't want to hear everyone, this is why. We're going to go let's. He's all we got right now. Can we just rally behind him? Because you know it's coming.
You're going to come with a promise. Shasky, how about coming down your road? Because there's so many jokes coming in.
But you know it's coming.
I got so many jokes. 2022 SF Giants, the S show by the Bay. That's not bad. That's not bad.
I heard quickest release was
Deshaun Watson. We shouldn't be laughing at that stuff. I'm not laughing.
That's
you guys
not
are cold.
Good. That's not
good. Not cold. I saw another one.
The quickest catch and release was Trey and
I'm not going to read.
Liv Cowherd.
No. Why would you do that? Don't do that. Don't do that.
That was funny. That's YouTube saying it, not me.
I'm not lying to you. You're reading it. I'm blaming you. But I'm also going to blame you for something else, too. You want to sit here and say, let's promise not to go irate over the Jimmy O no throws?
Yeah.
He's going to be Jimmy. I've said this on BSG. Guys, brace yourself. There's going to be 3 to 5 Jimmy O no throws again. And we just got to live through it.
In the third quarter, I was like, I saw it coming. I was like, no. I started leaning forward. Thank God.
Spadonia Lutman and everybody on YouTube, Twitch. This guy, Joe Shaskin and Butch, I'm coming down their road.
I'm maturing.
No, you're a freaking
I'm aging
liar.
like a fine wine.
You are a freaking liar. Last year after week 1, the Detroit game, you came on these airwaves and stopped the show for 15 minutes talking about, we all need to apologize to Jimmy. He's been a good quarterback to us. Yada, yada, yada.
It's like the stock market. I'm assessing week to week.
By week 5, this guy wanted Jimmy cut from the football team.
They were 2-4. 3-5.
So
they lost to Colt McCoy.
You want to talk about promises? You will break down promises within the next 2 weeks.
We had trade behind him. This year we've got Brock Purdy. By the way, the Brock Purdy.
Oh my gosh.
Why do Niner fans? I guess every team does this, but why do we do this to ourselves? Like, hey, if something happens to Jimmy, we do. Brock Purdy does look nice.
I'm gonna take these
I love how we convince ourselves.
There's a video.
I'm guilty of this.
Look at Jimmy Garoppolo roll out and throw it in. Look at Brock Purdy, who looks more comfortable. And people are like, "Oh, Brock Purdy throws a great spiral." Some of you deserve Brock Purdy.
No.
Some of you deserve Brock Purdy. We don't.
Can we just admit
Jimmy
if we
Garoppolo.
get to the Brock Purdy chapter,
this season's done?
Well, it's just we're in situation disaster mode. In the words of Quinn and Messi Marv, explosive mode.
Some of y'all deserve Brock Purdy. Some of you do. We don't deserve Jimmy Garoppolo. Please, Jimmy, save us.
Remember that Nick Mullins game, the final Raider-Niner game in the Bay? No. And Mullins went out there and had like the game of his life. Dude. And that was the high water mark. And I was sipping it. I was sipping the Kool-Aid.
Mullins won that New York Giants game. And I tweeted, I said, Mullins going to win this game and it's going to be a controversy, right? You're a hot take guy.
He broke Brett Favre's records in college.
People wanted Nick Mullins to start.
Not stealing from the state of Mississippi.
Yeah, not Brett Favre. That clown. Pro Brett Favre.
Is that how he got the nickname Money Mole?
I didn't even know I was going there. I didn't either. That's good stuff.
Tip your waiters.
We're saying Mullins gives us a better shot to win than Jimmy. That happened. And that's why I had to cackle when he got bitched on Sunday Night Football.
You gassed me up on the post game that one time. After the Dolphin game.
You took the bait.
I did take the banana in the tailpipe.
You took the bait. When he got bitched in Philadelphia.
And Rob and Sam Bruno leading the way. I had the big Money Mullins flag, and then instantaneously I regretted my decision.
Do we have the Money Mullins song? The Vince McMahon Money Mullins song? Nickel Nick. And then you saw when they showed him on Sunday Night Football benched, and he was looking all depressed, and you saw the millions of dollars getting flushed down the toilet.
Who was paying him millions of dollars?
Some idiot was going to pay
How about the graphic? Most yards
through the first 3 games. And I was like, guys, it was garbage time against Seattle. And there was people, the all 22 guys on Twitter, these are just not, it's not just garbage time. Seattle's playing a sophisticated defense against Mullins. Dude, they were down 35-8. All right? Gosh, Nick Mullins. Dude, I'm telling you, Brock Purdy, oh my gosh. People were actually tweeting out the videos of Brock Purdy in practice rolling out, throwing spirals, saying, he's throwing it better than Jimmy. I just couldn't believe it.
Well, I mean, don't forget, George Kittle did break the record without Jimmy Garoppolo for tight end receiving.
Don't do that. Don't you do that.
Is Kittle playing this weekend?
I would hope so. It's a $1 million question. I mean, it'd be nice to see one of the best tight ends in all of football.
$20 million player. I'd like to see him on the field.